Sorry guys, 1 second. I'm just testing it. Let me see it with the hat again.
Because you had it over your hat?
Yeah, it might be. No, but it sounded like distorted. It sounded a bit distorted, but anyway. What's good, beautiful people? It's Wednesday, the 30th of August. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture, as defined by you guys, the culture. All right. So, like Esther says, typically, we have a full house. But do you want to show the people who's in? All right, AI Esther, AI Mugs, AI Yusuf. Okay. we're working on the models, but they're here in spirit, innit? Yes, Ben, how are you today, man?
I am blessed, thank you very much, and highly favored. How are you today?
Yes, we thank God, man.
Can you hear me muffled?
No, you sound good.
All right, good.
Yeah. That means you changed something then. It wasn't
I didn't. I really didn't change anything. All you did was basically realize that your hat did something.
No, but like now I can hear you like proper, but
I wasn't talking before, was I?
I mean, sorry, I can hear the music proper.
Ah, okay. Music's not playing, but all right.
You know what I'm trying to say. But yes, hope everyone's good. We've got our first guest host entering the building. You know what I mean? We tried to take everything on board, but obviously the white man tried to delay us with traffic and delays on the train. You know what I'm saying? Strikes that are not here, but kind of the residual effects of the strikes. Sit down, young man.
Morning. Apologies.
You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, what's going on? So, Ramsey, this is his brother.
Okay. Wait, where's the horse, man?
Sorry.
Intro, nothing yet.
Yes, how you doing today, man?
I'm alright, man. I'm good, man.
Bit of mic
chilling.
a bit closer.
Right, there you go. Yeah, no, I'm chilling, man. I'm good.
So the white man delayed you on the trains, isn't it?
Always, man. Always, bro.
Whenever there's something great, they always try to intervene and make things difficult, man.
Always, bro. Always.
It's always nice to see you and hear you, my good brother.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you. It's nice to beg it sometimes.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's jump right in, right? We've got a question of the day, right?
All right.
So tell us something that you believed as a child that makes you laugh now.
Oh, shit. Don't embarrass myself. I literally just stepped in. What I believe as a child that I laugh about now. It's mad superstitious.
Yeah.
Right, so my family from Morocco.
Mm.
It's going to sound so dumb. Basically, there's loads of superstitions in Morocco, and one of them my wife always takes the piss at me for, is don't whistle indoors.
Okay.
If you whistle indoors, it scares the angels away.
Okay.
So I remember when I was a kid and someone whistled, I was like, nah, we need all the angels we can get in here. Like, I think that's probably one of them. I think that's that one that comes to mind straight away is anything that's from motherland.
Okay.
It's nonsense.
Anything.
For most things, yeah.
You think? So, do you not believe in superstitions?
No.
At all?
No.
Serious?
Well, I don't think I know much. Like, you know, the throw the salt on the left. Like, I don't do that stupid.
Okay.
I don't do that stupid shit. I'm quite a lot. I'm a lot. I don't know. I'm.
Logic
What's
and
the
science.
word? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what, in Morocco, are there a lot of, like, what's the traditional belief system like? I know there probably are different tribes and stuff, right? But like, outside
What do
of
you mean,
Islam.
like outside of Islam?
Yeah.
Well, there's.
Is it practiced as well?
Yeah.
Oh, it
heavy.
is?
What, Islam?
No. The traditional belief systems.
It depends on what house you're going to, man.
Okay.
It depends. 'Cause all my family is from like super working class, so the areas are super rough. So they believe in a lot of nonsense. That's my opinion. They believe in a lot of
Why
nonsense.
is it nonsense though, man?
Don't whistle indoors.
Look, it probably made sense to somebody at some point
It's
for a
dumb.
reason.
It's dumb. That to me, it's dumb. I think it stems. I might be ignorant, but I think it stems from hadiths and stories told from generation to generation. But yeah, that's mine. What about yours?
Okay. To be fair, a lot of my superstitions I still believe now.
No, what?
I'm I'm trying to think. If someone calls you, right, don't answer. So basically, say you're in the house, right, and your mum or dad calls you, right, and like they're not in the same room, they're in a different room, for example. Okay. You think they've called you, you're not 100% sure. You don't go, yes, mum or yes, dad. Like you go and make sure and be like, mum, dad, did you call me? Because you could be getting called by people back home.
What? What are we talking about? Hold on, what? So you're in the house.
The village people are calling you.
But you're in your house.
Yes. So Ramsey, and you think, what? Did mum call me? Like you wouldn't go, yes, mum. Like what would happen in my house, right? But especially back in the day, right? Would be you say, yes, mum. Obviously your mum didn't call you, right? Because you're hearing it, right?
How do you know you're hearing it?
Yeah, because you can hear it. Well, you thought you heard someone call you.
Oh,
that's why you answered.
I thought you meant if you definitely heard your name being called.
No, not definitely.
You're questioning everything.
Not definitely, no.
Oh, okay.
You're not sure.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not sure if someone calls you. And then Yusuf will know.
Okay. Because I need more clarity on this.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
So basically, so you're not sure one of your parents called you, for example, right? So you won't necessarily be like, oh, yes, mum, yes, dad, or whatever. Especially if you're not sure. You'd basically go and find them and be like, mum, did you call me?
Right.
If not, if it's typically like you answered, and obviously your mum's not responded because obviously she didn't call you, you go to her and say, mum, you called me, right? And she'd be like, did you answer? And you'd be like, yes. And that's when the panic starts. The prayers and all sorts. I'm telling you, man.
So, well, I swear correct me if I'm wrong. I swear in certain cultures, you're brought up to respect ancestors. You're brought up to respect people before you. So what's the problem if you did answer back?
No, it might not be your ancestor. It might not be a good person. Because this is not an ancestor. This is somebody alive who's calling you, trying to get your spirit.
That sounds like that movie. Talk to Me.
I ain't seen that.
Yeah, sorry, man. It sounds like some super horror stuff. Thank God I didn't have that growing up.
And in that movie, did they answer?
No, but they willingly allowed spirits and
You see what I'm saying?
in their body.
And they died.
You haven't seen the movie.
But it wasn't a good ending. That's what I'm saying. Don't answer.
You know what's funny? My son the other day actually said to me, he was like, oh, I think he came up to me, he was like, oh, mummy, daddy, did you call me? It's kind of weird that you bring that up, because did you call me? And both of us were like, nah. He was like, nah, I heard someone call me. I was like, stuff for last. No. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, baby. I was like, go upstairs. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not like the best Muslim, but even then, sometimes I'm like, we ain't doing that.
Do you know what I noticed? Yeah, I don't want to take it left, but it's, Muslims love saying that. They love saying, I'm not the best Muslim, or I don't hear Christians say that, I think
let's not do that, Emmanuel, because you're going to get me in trouble.
It's a default, that's
you're going to get me in trouble.
No. I feel like people expect Muslims to be super pious.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why they're like, you see?
I feel like with Muslims, there's an expectation.
Okay.
With Christians, there isn't. You guys are just heathens.
I'm happy you just said that, because I was scared to say that.
Yeah, no, there is. These guys think they could do whatever they want. Does Jesus die for me? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, that's exactly how I feel. But I think that's definitely it. And especially, I think there's shame in family and all that.
Okay.
Like, as crazy as my Insta is, it's muted because I've got certain family members that look at mine.
Okay.
I'm starting to veer off. Like, I'm starting to get more crazier and crazier. What?
Yeah, because yours is wild, man.
Yeah.
A lot of alternative things on there.
Yeah, Brent hates it. Brent can't stand
you said it to him as well?
He hates it. No, you know what's funny? I don't send Brent nothing. I will now, though. But he just hates our stories.
I'll block you.
Oh, man.
I will block you and think no way about it.
So this guy, just yesterday when he said to me, I was like, what is this? Oh, man.
I can't remember what I said. Oh, yeah.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah. That's you, though.
That's not me.
That's definitely you.
Nah, I mean, to prove a point, I might do that.
Yeah, why not?
I'm capable. But yeah, Yusuf, what about you? What's your tell us something that you believed as a child that makes you laugh now.
Something that I believe as a child that makes me laugh now. Was that the question?
That you don't believe in now.
Superstitions.
Yeah, that you don't believe in now, but makes you laugh. Like, why did I even believe in that?
Oh, okay. I don't know, What did I believe as a child? I'm drawing a blank.
I said my one was whistling indoors.
Whistling indoors.
If you whistle indoors, like it sends away the angels.
I never heard that one, you know.
No?
No.
Probably just a Moroccan thing then.
Obviously, all the small ones, isn't it? Like, you know, break a mirror, 7 days bad luck. Not 7 days, 7 years bad luck.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Walking in between, walking underneath
The ladder thing.
a signpost.
Bro, do you lot still
Walking over drains and stuff.
do you still walk through
No.
you know walk through
I don't know.
you know what I'm talking about? You know the sign
The
outside
sign,
on the road?
It's got 2 legs on the...
Yeah, do you walk through
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Emmanuel, do you walk through it?
I make an effort to go around.
You know, I don't... Oh, it was called Batman's Legs.
Yeah. Do you walk through it?
I don't think about that no more, you know.
No?
I probably do, yeah. I don't believe in superstitions. I don't...
I'm a child. That's got nothing to do with superstition. It's got everything to do with immaturity.
Oh, wasn't that a superstition, that one?
Nah.
Oh, that was a
yeah.
homophobic one.
Allegedly.
It was called Batman's Legs, so it's not legend.
Yeah. When I go for runs now, I find myself like,
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't believe in them. Yeah, them things. When you're young, you're naive and you believe these things are real. But as an adult, you're like, I don't believe in that. Anything that isn't in religion, I don't believe in.
Okay.
Basically.
Ben, what about you?
Yeah, there's that one for me. I was thinking about the walking under the signposts and stuff. Walking through the
Legs.
legs of heaven.
do you do it now?
Funnily enough, right, it depends on if there's traffic coming my way. If there's foot traffic coming my way, I have to. Because I'm normally carrying like grocery bags. And I can't squeeze past. I'm talking about one particular one just on my road here. Do you understand? But if it is that isn't, I actually go whip and go around. It's very stupid.
Like we walk into the road, you know.
Yep.
Just to go around it. It's terrible.
Yeah. Actually, when you say it like that.
What about the scaffolding one? I just saw the comment. I remember that was a thing. Walking under scaffolding.
Oh yeah, walking under.
That one didn't really bother me.
Yeah, so sometimes you don't really have a choice, innit? You just go.
Yeah. Under ladders as well don't bother me.
ladders.
I just remembered one. Certain people didn't like it when you walked over their body.
Oh yes.
They
Yeah,
walk
so
over
say
both
you're
their
like
legs.
this,
Yeah.
and then somebody comes and then walks over. Yeah.
My sister did not like that. She would, don't do that. Don't go over my legs, don't go over my body. I remember we used to get into like arguments about it.
I don't think I remember that one.
That's just rude.
I think that's just more of a cultural thing for me as opposed to like something that I didn't believe in.
Oh, right. I didn't believe in it. That was one thing that she used to do.
If I'm walking, like for example, when Marks is there, he doesn't like to move his legs. But it's courteous to move your legs if something
Yeah,
past.
yeah, of course. I kick people's legs on the tube if they don't move.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Like on purpose. You see me walking through, I just kick them.
See, violence.
You're stepping over them.
This is why you got here late.
They're not being courteous. That's what happens when you're not courteous to people.
Yeah, but you know.
Would you do that to an old lady? An old Moroccan lady?
Alright. I don't. Her race has got nothing to do with it. She's old. She's old. No, I don't. If they obviously got like an ailment, then I'm not. I'm not a degenerate.
What?
I'm not out here.
Imagine age is an ailment.
If she's poorly, I'm not just out here hurting like sick people. But if you're able-bodied and you got your fresh Air Force Ones, now you're moving out of the way.
I remember one time, where was I? Yeah, I was in Ghana. I must have went to go and see my grandma. Yeah, she had a shop. And you know, sometimes you get like the little thingy of wind. What's it called? The
Gust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just see it like with the leaves just doing like a little whirlwind thing, innit? So I was basically about to walk through it.
Yeah.
And she seen me, she was standing outside the shop. The way she shouted, for me to step back. Oh my goodness. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I later found out that I guess some people just be disappearing, man.
Yeah.
What?
The wind, it will take you away. Yes.
What's it called? I was having this conversation the other day actually.
To us.
I don't know where you're going to go, but I don't know how you get back. So there's no point in risking it.
I don't know what you're talking about. do you guys believe in the touch wood thing?
No, I don't really get it. To be honest, I learned that from a white person. They were like, "Oh, where's wood?" I was like, "Pause. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's happening."
Yeah, I don't know the origin of it, but it's like if you say something bad, touch wood, that doesn't happen.
See, Morocco, we say a word.
You say a word.
We say a word. Like my mum's like, "Oh," like when she hears an ambulance going,
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, Leicester." Like she says it in Arabic, and now that's become ingrained in me. Like, it's like if we're talking about something that may happen, then I throw that word in. I think that's like our version of touch wood.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no. When it comes to all these things, I just pander to people who are around me. I don't really care about touching wood. If someone is like, just say I'm with my girl and she's like, I'll touch wood. I'm like, okay, cool, touch wood. But if I'm by myself, I ain't touching wood. Just say, God forbid. It's not real. None of this stuff is real.
You know what?
So then why do you say God forbid then?
Huh?
Because we believe in God.
You're comparing God forbid to touch wood.
No, because what I'm saying is
Because I believe in God. So
No.
if I say something bad,
Yeah.
God forbid that happens. Touching wood, where does that come from? That's not of religion. That's not of anything that I know.
no. What I mean is that sometimes, like for example, people say God forbid in response to something that's superstitious. So for example, I don't know. Some people, I could be holding this thing right here, right? Every other day, I'm normally just holding it. But it may slip out of my hand, and I may think, oh my gosh, something bad's gonna happen because something like out of the ordinary has just happened, for example, or you're minding your business, and a book just drops.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people are superstitious, like, yo, that means something is about to happen. So you may say, God forbid.
I'm not
what I'm saying?
talking about it in that vein. I'm talking about it more so like, oh, where's so-and-so? Oh, I hope they never had an accident. Oh, God forbid.
Okay.
If someone says something that's untoward, you say, God forbid that happens to them. But
Okay.
Yeah, not...
Okay.
Do you guys believe in manifesting something, or what they call it, like when you bring something into existence from speaking of it?
Yeah.
You believe in that?
Not without action, of course.
No? Is that not a form? So for you, then, is that not a form of superstition?
But you have to act on it. You can't sit down on your couch.
A lot of people are like, no, if you speak on it, it will happen.
Nah, I don't
Alright,
believe
cool.
I basically, it's basically in line with what Yusuf's saying. Like, I believe the more you say certain things, you kind of, it's something that you start to believe, and then you start to act it out. And it becomes your
As
reality.
long as you don't say that.
Yeah, if you just pray without
you're
any
not dumb.
action, then you're just...
You're dumb.
Ain't done.
That's dumb.
But then at the same time, why would we say God forbid then? If we can
Because
potentially
you
just
believe
say
in God, Emmanuel.
no, but what I'm saying is you can say something, right?
No, but the thing they're saying, God forbid too, is something you don't want to happen. So, God forbid someone dies.
But why do you think that it's enough for somebody to say something?
I don't believe it is, but
You see what I'm saying?
I have. It's more so just me putting it in the universe. But
This is it.
That's not it, because I believe in God. So me saying God forbid, something I believe in. I don't believe in touching wood. When people say touch wood, what does that mean?
No, I get what you're saying about the touch wood. What I'm basically saying is, it's like me saying, I'm gonna be an astronaut tomorrow, right? And everyone knows if I don't act on it, there's no point. But it's like me also saying to somebody else, God forbid,
No,
right?
but
You're gonna die tomorrow, right? Everyone will be like, God forbid. But why do you think me saying that means something now? That you have to say God forbid in response to?
That's more based on intention and superstition.
Yeah, because you're forgetting. You saying I want to be an astronaut, you actually that's something that you have to actually do. Saying God forbid to a bad act, nothing needs to be done there, right? There's no action that needs to be put in place on a God forbid.
Why? Because if I'm saying something
cool.
bad's going to happen to somebody,
Wait.
right?
If someone says, "Oh, Emmanuel's going to die tomorrow," and I say, "God forbid," what action needs to take place?
No, what I'm trying to say is, if somebody says it, right, there's no action from that person saying doing something to bring about my demise, right? But yet we would say, God forbid. Why is it that in something positive, right, we understand there needs to be action,
Because
with the negative?
Because the positive thing is something we want to achieve, so there has to be action behind it. The negative thing is something we don't want to happen. So, where's the action in the God forbid someone dies?
Because in the negative, surely you have to, even if it's something negative, like, oh, I want to bring about the demise or something. I have to do something to bring about that negative action. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
You get what I'm
I'm
saying?
kind of lost.
No.
Ben, do you get what I'm saying?
I think
Yeah.
cool. If you say, "Oh yeah, I'm going drag car racing tomorrow,"
Yeah.
and someone says, "Oh, God forbid nothing happens to you while you're drag car racing,"
Yeah.
the action is what? You being more careful while you're driving, or you not going,
Yeah.
right? But that speaks to something that you're going to do. If there's nothing you're doing, someone says, "Oh, I hope Emmanuel's well," or "I hope Emmanuel's sick or whatever," or "I hope he's well," or "God forbid nothing bad happens to him." There's no action to be taken there. It's just someone hoping that you're fine.
No, I don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying because I do the same thing. Like even someone pointed out in the chat, I just said God forbid.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm speaking to our psyche that you know what I'm saying. Like when it comes to other things, especially positive, like you expect action to accompany for it to become real. But we don't expect action for something negative for that to become real.
Because there's no action that needs to take place in the negative thing most times. Don't you understand?
I get it, but why? Of course it does.
So
No, but what action needs to take place in someone saying, God forbid, a negative thing? What action needs to take place?
It's not the God forbid part. It's more so the negative thing that they've said. So, for example, let's just say, I again, like I said, I'm trying to think of something.
Are you saying there's no word that we say for the positive, always for the negative? Is that your point?
No, all right. But put it this way, like, we'll be like, okay, I want to be an astronaut, right? For example, yeah. Nobody will say, in fact, sometimes we do say God willing, right?
Inshallah, yeah, we do.
Exactly, right? Yeah. But typically, like, you could be in a situation where nobody says that, right? And that's fine, yeah? But it's because I guess, like, depending on the actual thing you want to achieve, everyone has that understanding that action has to accompany the thing you've said to make it real. And I'm basically saying, how come when we say something negative, there's not an understanding that action has to accompany the negative thing to make that real?
It depends what the negative thing is. Some negative things don't need any action.
Okay, cool.
For example, I could go somewhere potentially dangerous.
Yes.
You could say, God forbid something happens to me. God forbid nothing happens to me.
Yeah.
My action is going there and maybe being more careful, avoiding certain things in case something happens to me. But when it comes to negative things, not all things require action.
Okay.
No? Some things do and some things don't.
Yeah. My thing's still, I'm still hell-bent on the intention. Like, why would you even say that?
Oh, so you see it from a different...
They were a completely different place.
Different angle.
My thing's like, because you said people, God forbid, and they react. The reaction is because you just said something crazy. Like, why would you even bring that up? No one was thinking about that, and now you brought it in the air, and it somewhat dampens the mood. That's my...
I get you.
My thing.
Because I guess your thing is about putting it out there, isn't it?
I guess so. Because no one was thinking about it. Because you don't really go to work and be like, I hope I don't get stabbed. Like, no one does that. And if someone says it to you, it's in your head. So now you're like, well, great. Something negative added on top of my already negative thoughts that would have been there anyway. That's me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Rich, good morning.
Morning, boss.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm alive, man. You know, just another day. Just another day. So you start talking about what negative?
Well, yeah. Well, it started off with. let me ask you the question of the day, basically.
Okay.
Tell us something that you believed as a child that makes you laugh now.
As a child?
Yeah, that you no longer believe that makes you laugh now.
So there was the mirror breaking. My one was whistling indoors used to send away the angels.
Wait, what?
What was the superstitions?
Oh, a superstition.
superstitions.
Okay.
You know, people throw salt in their left or whatever, right? I don't know what it is.
I'm trying to. One will come to me. Something that
You used to believe in. Emmanuel was...
what did they say? The drain...
walking across the drain.
Yeah, walking across 3 drains or going under the...
The Batman's legs.
Yeah. yeah, remember? Yeah, that.
We actually brought it up earlier, so...
See, of course, that, like, I don't know where that come from. Like, all of a sudden, that was just round.
And the cracks on the floor and that. I didn't
know about the cracks on the floor.
Yeah, they said don't step on the crack on the floor. You're breaking mum's back or something like that.
My God. No, see, that's what I'm saying. I see that now and I'm like... But there's people that still live by that now, you know, like the guy under the, what's it called, or the 3 drains.
Yep.
Like, every time I see 3 drains, like, I'm about to step to the left and I'll just go over it. Like, what am I doing? So I'm not a 17-year-old kid again, hearing this nonsense, but I don't know where we...
17's pretty old.
What, as in, you heard it younger than that?
Yeah. 17.
I don't know, but I'm just saying in general, I don't know what age I heard it, but I just remember being a teenager and hearing it, and then it just stuck with you for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's many more out there, and the chat will have loads of them, especially if you're from South or something. Yusuf can speak to that. No, because Yusuf we were talking about something the other day, and I mentioned it to Marv, and Marv was like, no, I don't know what you're on about, bro. The whole shoes, trainers, tracksuit bottoms and shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I
mentioned... because Marv went to school and college and stuff.
This is what I'm saying, and Marv was like, man, don't know what you're on about, bro. Like, this said, yeah, you're on your own in that one still.
He's lost.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man. I guess we can go into the headlines.
Let's go.
All right, so the first headline, trigger warning here. Remember the whole issue with Yevgeny Prigozhin, the Wagner chief, right? Well, he's been buried in in a private funeral in St. Petersburg. This according to his press service, right? It said that the ceremony in his home city was held in a closed format, and all those wishing to say goodbye can visit his cemetery. I can't pronounce the name of the cemetery. The mercenary chief was confirmed dead by Russian officials after genetic analysis of 10 bodies found in a crashed plane on the 23rd of August near Moscow. The Kremlin has denied speculation that it was to blame for the crash, but a number of Russia watchers, both in the country and abroad, have described Prigozhin, who's 62, was 62, as a dead man walking since an aborted armed mutiny he led back in June. All 10 people on board, including Prigozhin's right-hand man, Dmitry Utkin, died in a crash in the Tver region northwest of Moscow. The Wagner press service gave the information about Prigozhin's funeral in a short statement on Telegram on Tuesday, but it provided no further details. Next headline, trigger warning here. Again, a Scottish Labour councillor has been suspended from his party after he was arrested and charged over allegations of child grooming. Councillor David Graham, who represents Buckhaven, has also stood down from his council appointments as spokesperson for health and social care. Mr. Graham was also a member of the NHS Fife board. Scottish Labour said it would not comment pending the investigation. The Fife Council's head of legal and democratic services, Lindsay Thompson, said Councillor Graham was charged with an offence and has been suspended by the Labour Party. He has stepped down from his council appointments pending the outcome of the investigation. No further comments can be made by the council during the live police investigation. A police Scotland spokesperson said a 41-year-old man has been arrested and charged in relation to grooming offences following an investigation in Fife. Further inquiries are ongoing. And the spokesperson for NHS Fife added the NHS Fife is aware of a Police Scotland matter involving a local Fife councillor. We are unable to comment further on an ongoing police investigation. So we'll keep you updated on that. And that's it for the headlines.
All right, let's get into what you say on topic of the day.
All right, so today's topic of the day, right? Since it's all men in the room, I figured we'll talk about something that I guess kind of pertains to being a man, and certain things that I guess all of us at one point in our lives or will start to think about, you know what I'm saying, or I believe in some capacity should start to think about. And that's basically about leading the next generation, yeah? And what that kind of looks like for each of us. Obviously, some of us got kids, some of us got nephews, nieces, goddaughters, godsons, and all that type of stuff, right? So we've all got people under us that we have some sort of influence over. But in terms of like leading the next generation, starting from a very broad perspective, do you guys factor that in? Do you guys think about the type of thing that you're kind of passing on to the next generation? And what does that kind of look like to you guys?
Well, having a son, I think about it all the time.
Okay.
I think it's trying to stray away from all the toxic traits. I don't know, about not being able to articulate your emotions. I think that is something that we instill in, me and my wife instill in our son. It's him being able to articulate how he feels. I think that's important, especially from a young age. And I guess getting away from just all, I don't know, like toxic nonsense.
Yeah.
That's one thing that springs to mind. And I guess for him to be able to think logically as well as emotionally. But that's very broad, isn't it? Like I'm saying a very broad statement. But that's one thing that comes to mind in regards to my son.
Okay, I think I share those sentiments, to be fair. Yeah.
What sort of things would you guys say is like toxic that you feel like in terms of, if you can expand on that a bit more, so in terms of like sharing your feelings and that, like how open are we talking about?
As open as he needs to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we had a conversation. Do you remember that
Yeah, I think
episode
so.
you lot had where you said you never cried before?
Yeah.
And I spoke to you. I was like, yo, that's weird as shit. that's
What,
weird.
you
Like,
mean as a kid or just
no,
like...
now, like, he apparently doesn't.
And also, I feel like men who take pride in being overly masculine, overly, it's not the right way for me.
I feel like that's a super good point. But I feel like that's a road leading into like incel behavior.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the men now that have issues with women are the men that aren't in tune with how they're feeling or aren't able to articulate what's wrong with them and hold no self accountability. I think that's another thing that's very important. I want to teach my son is being able to tell him how to be able to be accountable for yourself. Because if you're not, you start to blame other people, and then you just become this nasty like incels. I really want to swear. Incels just make me sick, like to the core. And then they start to hate women, and then you get birth of like nasty podcasts, and it's just I hate it. We had this conversation as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like being accountable for your actions, yourself, and how you are is extremely important. And I think like that's definitely needs to be a staple for all men as well as women, everyone really.
Okay. I'm going to come back to that. But Rich, you think?
Thinking, man. Yeah, I share what you guys are saying. I just feel like, in general, societies, like the kids of today are weaker than, I don't know, say 50 years ago. But is that down to like no adversity, or is that down to them having things too early? I don't know. But I try to just be mindful of all my nieces and nephews, because again, you wanna help as much as you possibly can. Because I wouldn't want my kids or my nieces and nephews to go through anything I went through. So you want to install as best morals and respect and this, that, and as possible. But yeah, the thing is as well, that I've seen you can get a 2-parent household and then your kids can still turn out bad.
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially if they need to be divorced, but they're staying together.
Yeah, so I was relatively talking about this yesterday. I was saying that as a father or mother, you want to it's best for you to be in their life as long as possible, as opposed to you not being there. Well, we all know the statistics of like a single parenthood house. So,
there's running jokes with that though, because it'll be like the one person's messed up and they're like, oh, I came from a broken family.
Yeah.
But then the other kid's even more messed up because he came from a family that didn't break up. So then all they see is just them doing like that horrible stuff to each other.
I've seen both. Like I've seen like a household where the father and the mother are there and the kid still goes and does a madness, and then the flip side where it's a single parenthood, kid still does a madness. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, who do you blame, really and truly? Because
because there's a lot more goes into why a child behaves the way they do than just how many parents are at home, innit? So many other factors.
100%. But
Friends,
I know, but you know
what's happening outside the house, school.
I get that. There's
But
a lot
generally
of
it goes
variables.
down. I feel like parenting goes down. You always kind of lead.
They come back to that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You lead back to it, but it's more so the type of parenting you're getting, whether or not it's from one parent or two. Because you just said there's 2-parent households. I don't know, there are people with 2-parent households who came out wayward. I mean,
Why do you think that is though?
because you can have 2 bad parents. Just because you've got 2 parents at home doesn't mean you've got a good parent. You can have 2 bad parents.
What does again? This may sound like a silly question, but what does a bad parent look like to you? I know there's probably
easy question.
There's very different
What
things,
does a
right?
bad parent
But what does it
look like?
Tell me.
It's not putting your child's needs above yours to an extent. Obviously, not to your own health detriment, but it's not being there emotionally.
Okay.
It's not being there physically. It's not listening to their needs. It's easy. I mean,
Is it subjective?
No,
You don't think so?
no.
Why is it subjective? Why do you...
Because I feel like I'm not saying this is what you're saying, right? But so correct me if it's got nothing to do with what you're saying. But I feel like there's ways that, especially men, for example, we may raise our sons, right? That's different to how another man may raise their son.
100%.
And you may say that's bad, but to him it's no. I'm trying to instill some resilience there. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, this generation
Weak.
it seems weak
What do you mean?
compared
What do
to.
you not mean with that? Like, what?
As in, like...
And please don't tell me they cry too much or something like that.
No, it's okay to... No, it's
say.
okay. It's okay to cry, man. Like, you have to, like... be emotionally intelligent. Like, and a lot of people ain't anyway. So it's like, I just feel like, I don't know if I'm speaking more to men in this generation as opposed to women, because obviously women are like thriving and doing their thing and liberated and such. But guys in general, it's not like if we went to war now and everyone had to be enlisted, a lot of men are not even making the cut.
You know what? I can't. I hate that. I hate that.
I know, but I'm just talking about I have to. But when you're like, what else can I say in terms of like men in general?
But that's
like
an extreme example, talking about war.
They use that a lot in like workout
talk more
videos
to
and
like our reality, because no one's getting called to war.
How do you know that? I didn't know war's not going to come tomorrow. Wait, you know the future now?
Forget it. I'm not going to get into stupid.
I don't understand
I'm not
that.
getting into stupid hypothetical discussions about war.
Hypotheticals.
Okay, no, it is.
Okay. Would you?
Hear me out,
do you think society is weak? Yes or no?
We've been living for quite a long time, right? Whenever we have discussions about certain things, always, what would happen? What would you do if you got called to war? That's not happening.
Who's going to carry the
That's not
boats?
happening. But let's just forget that argument, bro.
But there's.
Let's use real life examples that actually going to happen. No, I get what you're saying, but let's use real life examples.
But bear in mind, the men back in the day that did go to war suffered a lot. And they were
100%.
as scared as the men would be scared now. Like I remember watching a documentary about the horrors and like the way the PTSD that came and how scared they were and everything. I feel like, I don't know, I kind of get what you're saying. But at the same point, I hate that war thing.
It's an unrealistic, conflated.
Let me
example.
Here's another stupid hypothetical for you guys. Do you reckon the caveman suffered with depression?
But we don't know that because there wasn't.
Did you say,
Yeah. Because I know where he's going. I know where he's going.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know where he's going.
I'm just saying, these men had to get up and get on with it.
Take it out.
These men had to get up and get on with it.
Hear me out. You know everyone lives in their reality, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
A caveman didn't know anything else but being a caveman. So what depression are you talking about? What he done, his day to wait.
Go and finish. Lads.
His day to day was his reality.
Jacket, you know.
If a caveman was thinking, I wish I had a mobile phone, it'll make my life easier. No, that wasn't his reality. So what do you mean? Obviously, he might suffer from depression because everyone does. But what are you relaying that to? The fact that he was living in primitive times.
No.
Okay, go
That
on.
was his reality. What are we talking about here?
Is depression a form of weakness to you?
No, I'm not saying it's a form of weakness. I'm just saying like there's so much like some people will use mental health as an excuse now.
Yeah.
Like just despite doing things that are wrong. Like there's plenty. Some people actually suffer with mental health. That's fair enough. But you can't use mental health as an excuse every time you do something wrong or you get caught for something X, Y, Z. And there's a lot of that going wrong.
Can I ask you guys a question, right? Do you feel like the threshold for what we consider mental health today is different than it was 10 years ago?
Well, they didn't really consider much.
Okay.
Back in the day, so yeah.
Okay, yes, right? Do you feel like everything that is considered mental health, right? A mental health issue, I should say, a mental health problem, right? Is a legitimate mental health problem?
Well, I'm not a doctor.
No, just based on society. And how you view
but
things.
it depends on the severity. But no,
Okay.
I think a lot of people claim, for example, a lot of people claim depression, but they haven't been diagnosed with depression. They just feel really, really, really down, sad.
Exactly.
A lot of guys are just they might be going through financial hard times, hardship, whatever, and because their sadness is so deep, they say, "Oh, I'm depressed." But in my head, right, is depression something you have to be diagnosed with, or can you just feel it?
I think you can feel it. Hence the reason why when you feel it sometimes, you go and then the doctor will confirm it for you. You know what I'm saying? But I think the reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like Rich is not necessarily being extreme with it. He's just basically saying there are some people today, right, who, because we're trying to be more open about mental health and have this discussion, right, and help people who have these legitimate problems. Some of the symptoms are sort of things that I guess over the past 100 years, the average man or woman may have just experienced. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you see on the advert saying, oh, if you're suffering from this, get this. This is for you, that type of thing.
But the thing is,
I experience it all the time.
But the thing, who are we to talk to other people's threshold, isn't it? Everyone's got their own threshold
100%.
and levels of tolerance, isn't it? So
100%.
what is deep to you might not be deep to someone else, isn't it? So if someone says, I'm feeling this way, who am I to say, no, you're not?
You're 100% right. But I still feel like, again, you're 100% right? But in the same way, we still think there's certain things today that, like Rich, I think was trying to say with the caveman, that even though you felt this particular way, there was no option for you to just stay at home and say, you know what, I'm depressed, I need medication, or I need something, I need time off, I need whatever it may be, right? I just need to get on with it.
Do you think he landed with that caveman thing?
I get what he's saying.
The
innit?
caveman thing
understand,
the caveman thing is an extreme. I feel like
it's extreme, but I get the point
We're
he's trying to
veering
say.
into the thing where if I don't see it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not a fact.
Of course not.
That's not a point. So
Of course not.
when we're talking about men back in the day, we don't know what they were going through because it wasn't as surveyed as it is now. Everything now is recorded. We know what's going on. We know what's happening. We're acutely aware of everyday activities and
Okay,
and all that. So we can't say that stuff wasn't happening now. It's just a lot more prevalent. It seems a lot more prevalent now because we're aware of it.
100%. And again, like you said, the threshold is lower, right? So again, more things are getting caught in the net. But what I'm saying to you is...
No, you're saying threshold. I'm saying what we're aware of. That's different things.
Okay, cool. What we're aware of, right? What we're considering legitimate mental health. Is that
No,
pretty much
so
what
you
you're saying?
lot brought up.
So what are you saying then?
No, I'm saying because Rich said he finds this generation weaker.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that maybe the reason that Rich thinks that way and other people may think that way is because everything now is recorded and we're aware of how everyone is feeling because society has changed.
Because
Whereas
everyone's
back
talking
in the-
about it.
Huh?
Because everyone's talking about it.
Yeah. And everyone's everyone now is, say how you feel. But whereas back in the day, it's like stiff upper lip, like shut up, get on, you know what I mean? And that's why I feel like we feel like Mandem now or whatever are weaker than they were before.
Yeah, but it's because remember, when people talk, you listen. You know what I'm saying? So when you say something to me now and you say a particular thing, in my brain, right, I may be thinking, isn't that normal? You know what I'm saying? And that's not saying that's a good thing or that's healthy, but that's just still saying, despite that, right, I still have to get on with life. And I think that's what Rich is basically saying. There was a time where you had to... Every human being goes through certain struggles, but you just get on with it.
Yeah, but
not necessarily.
Yeah, but that still exists though.
But it seems like the threshold for that has changed drastically, where some people kind of just don't get on with it because there's a safety net there. It seems like everywhere you turn, there's a safety net there. Again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just basically saying this is the difference in society today as it was maybe a few decades ago.
E-man, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Why would you want your kids to be resilient?
Because life is hard. Life is hard. And I think it's a necessary skill in order to achieve anything great. In order to be anything in life, substantial, just even if it's not even like worldwide success, just something that you believe is worth having. The work that goes into that. You're going to face stumbling blocks. You're going to face barriers.
I get
and
that.
resilience is necessary.
Obviously we're all dealing with our own shit personally. I'm still dealing with something, but I was talking about this the other day. I can never understand. I can't empathize with someone that's depressed, and I don't know what that feels like. I don't know. I could never be so down that I'm not then getting up and sorting things out. Yeah. But just because I feel that way and I'm able to get back up and sort my life out and sort my family's life out, doesn't mean that I can't look at someone else. Basically, I can't look at someone else and be, hey, you know what I mean? Like, look at me.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
No, I hear you.
Why aren't you doing what I'm doing? I can't do it because like depression to me is such a huge word. And Yusuf said earlier, I feel like people just throw that word willy-nilly now. They just say, oh yeah, I'm feeling depressed. But for someone to actually be like down bad, like that is, it must be something serious because I can't.
But you see, but I think
I can't do it.
Again, at the risk of sounding very ignorant here, I just want to obviously be real with it, right? This is the type of world we've created where it's like, because I don't necessarily know fully, it means everything you're saying is legit. The reality is that's not the case, because this is why we have healthcare professionals. You know what I'm saying? Where people can say, guys, this isn't really what you're saying is. What you may need is just to go outside for a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like what's that SAD thing? Seasonal.
You're talking about when they get depressed because of the weather.
Yeah. I may have mixed that up with something else, but basically, you know what I'm trying to say. There's just certain things that maybe being in your house, maybe after a breakup, being in your house, not going out, experiencing life can cause to further depression. So when back in the day, you didn't have the choice because maybe at 16, 17, you just had to work.
Right,
so you went out and dealt with it. You know what I'm saying?
So you're not saying men that don't get up. I'm not arguing. I'm literally just summarizing the point. Yeah. You lot are saying that men that don't get up and just move on are weak.
That's definitely not what we said.
I'm not saying that.
No, because we're talking about men, and Rich brought up weakness. I feel like we're digressing.
You've made it very
black and white.
And summarized it and taken out all the nuances completely. It's more so saying what I think everyone would benefit from is maybe trying, right? And trying looks different from person to person. And again, I'm not a healthcare professional, but I know that there are healthcare professionals out there who basically say you would benefit from just doing this and maybe just doing this rather than me putting you on medication. And yes, it can get there. I'm not saying the first thing they say is medication. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that I think some people are able to heal themselves, right, before medication, right, because they've been advised to maybe change their lifestyle a bit.
Sounds like you're saying they're weak.
Super chat from Matthew K. Yeah, 199. Life is hard, but we can't just grit our teeth 24/7. Quickly, yeah. most people who claim depression, right? They're not looking for medication, you know.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying. So most like the average Joe who says I'm depressed because of whatever circumstance there is, they're not thinking, oh, I need to go and get medication.
Yeah.
They just want to get out of what negative situation they're in.
Yes.
They're not looking for actual tablets or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that extreme. I think the word depression is used fleetingly these days. It's used to describe sadness, being upset, being down in the dumps. People just use the word depression. I don't think it's as serious as people thinking they are clinically depressed where they need to go and seek medical attention.
And I think that's what we're kind of speaking to.
Yeah.
The threshold where it's
then
not there.
But then it's just the usage of a word then. Then it's a semantics.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just people using the word. Is that the way people use the word friends?
Yeah.
People call everyone their friends. When people are
yeah.
not really your friends, that's your associate, that's whatever.
Yeah.
People use the word depression willy-nilly.
Yes. But 100% agree.
Yeah.
Right? But I think because people use the word,
Yeah.
it's become people's reality. You know what I'm saying? Because like Ramsey just said, who are we to now tell you you're not depressed? Even though you use the word incorrectly.
You know, if someone tells me they're depressed, I don't say you're not depressed. I just ask them what's wrong. And I ascertain what's wrong with them, and I just give them advice. I don't say, well, you're not really depressed, you're just actually...
Of course, yeah.
It depends. It depends on what they tell me. It depends who the person is. I might tell the person, bro, you're not depressed. You're just whatever.
Yeah.
Do this, do that. This might help you out, right? But some people are actually depressed, and that shouldn't be dismissed.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So we should. It's an open ear to everyone, isn't it?
100%.
Obviously, we're not healthcare professionals, so it's like I'm not. I can only go so far with what I can say in it. So you got, if you really feel that way, you got to seek help.
And I think that goes back to the main point I was saying with being really attuned with your feelings and being able to articulate it and what's wrong. And I feel like problem solving should be a part of that. You should be able to, all right, I'm depressed because of this problem, be it monetary or whatever. Then all right, cool. If you're upset because you're broke, then get up, do something. Do you know what I mean? About problem solving is a big thing, and not just stand. Wait, was that your point then?
What's up?
That meant that because, well, in your opinion, men are weaker because they just don't get up and sort it out.
Society's weak in general. That was my opinion.
But yes, it ties into what you're saying.
But let me ask you this: so without you're installing resilience in your kids, will they lack?
Do you think resilience is bad to instill in your kids?
Say again?
Do you think resilience is bad to instill in your kids?
No, I think resilience is a great thing to have.
Okay.
But what I was going to ask is, without resilience, once your kids finally have some adversity in their life, do you feel it would be harder for them to get over that?
Sorry, say that again.
Without resilience in their life, without you installing resilience in their life, will it be harder for them to get over any kind of adversity?
Most definitely.
Okay.
It's necessary. You know what I'm saying? This is why, again, this may be a very silly example, but I'm using it because we spoke about this the other day briefly. Like a child trying to walk. If every single time they fell down, you pick them up, right? And didn't allow them to develop that resilience, understand what it means to fall, and then understand what it means to rise up, right? They will never walk.
See?
That's just the reality of life. There's no, but sometimes there's no middle ground here. They just won't walk. We will just be 8 billion people on the planet just crawling. You know what I'm saying? Certain things are necessary.
Perfect example.
You know what I'm saying?
I see a video. I don't know if you guys saw it. There was a video of this man and his wife and a child, and the kid just fell off the chair, and the woman's about to pick up the child. The husband stops the wife and no, let him get up on his own. And then she keeps trying to help him. And the husband keeps stopping her, and eventually the child gets up on his own and just gets back on the chair.
I love that.
So it's like, at some point in time, you got to go through it. If you don't go through it, and that's another reason why I say that society is a little bit more weaker than it was, because, either too much helping hand or, as he just said, everyone's just going to be crueling at some point in time. So, yeah.
Super chat from Brian, 199. Let's show the man them some love by liking the video.
Big up.
Like up the vid, man.
Brian.
Like it up.
I wanted to mention something that Maggie said. Big up Maggie. She said, what do you guys think about men, I guess, talking amongst themselves on platforms, right? Echo chambers, like podcasts, for example, as opposed to going to therapy, where it would really benefit them and the people around them. How open are we to therapy?
I've been to therapy.
What was it like when you first made that step to go in there?
It was weird, but I just saw it as, because obviously it was bereavement. It was I welcomed it because I'd never done it before and it was weird. And I went into the first session like, this is all weird, isn't it? I come from a family that don't talk about nothing. You don't tell other people your problems. You keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
But then as I went there, it was funny enough, I found myself dreading every single session. But then coming out like, oh, that was
Decent,
that was alright. Obviously, it depends on the type of therapist you got, because some of them are shit. So it all depends on how you communicate with them and what kind of relationship rapport you build with them. But yeah, I definitely think it's important. I think a lot of people need it, not just men.
When Raphael came here from Temple, big up Temple, by the way, the healthcare, sorry, not healthcare, the skincare brand. He said something similar about going to therapy and how it's being good. I think he's still going, right? Like, for you, Ramsey, what was the process, like, in terms of, like, how did you find the right person for you? You know what I'm saying?
What you mean, like, actually the logistical process?
Yeah.
It was through NHS. Like,
Okay.
I just said, I could take some time off work, because I didn't care about work. I didn't want to bother myself with it. I just ended up saying, yeah, I'm down. And I went through kind of like the bereavement process, and they just kind of put me through to a counsellor.
Okay.
So it was pretty straightforward, to be honest. Sorry.
If it wasn't a case of bereavement, right? Because especially nowadays, the message is, guys, even women too, right? Get a therapist, pretty much, right? Regardless of the bereavement, regardless of any type of pain that you're feeling in the now, there's usually something that we can uncover, right? That could probably just free from certain things, right? So bereavement aside, is that something that you'll be interested in, all of you guys?
Personally, I talk a lot of shit anyway, so I'm very open in regards to everyone. Like I have deep conversations. I don't like the whole kind of, hey, how you doing? How's your day? How's your mum? I don't like that. Like, tell me about your child trauma. Like I'm like straight into
tell me about the deep shit.
Tell me. Like I like having open conversations, and I'm quite honest. And I feel like I'm accountable, so I don't think I would need that. And I've got my wife to lean on and family to lean on. But when it comes to bereavement, was something I didn't understand, because I've never dealt with it before.
Okay.
But when it's something else, I don't know. I feel like people who tend to blame others for their problems need therapy.
Okay. So is it back to what you're talking about, accountability?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask a question. Is the lady saying, or the person saying, that the people that are having these podcasts need therapy, as opposed to just out there talking?
No, I think she meant that men, since we're talking about men tend to sit in their circle of friends and have an echo chamber, as opposed to getting another point of view.
Exactly.
Ain't that a form of therapy?
Nah.
Getting it off your chest.
It is, but I think
It's not professional therapy,
No,
but talking to your friends and expressing yourself is a form of therapy.
Definitely better than keeping it in, bro.
And also, depending on what friends you're talking to, you might get good advice from your friends. I know all your friends are.
No, you're not gonna go to everyone. Yeah, you're not gonna go to everyone with the same.
It depends though, because we all got friends that are enablers, and then we got friends that tell you how it is.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'd rather a man tell me how it is
100%.
than an enable. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna go to everyone with just
your issues.
Yeah, good point.
Shall I take a call, yeah?
Yes.
Carla.
When you do it, you may have to press the speaker button and move it to Rhodes.
Move it to Rose.
Yeah.
Someone is calling.
Caller.
Good morning, caller.
Morning.
Is he on road?
Yeah, it's on Rose.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Call back on WhatsApp, please.
Oh, there we go.
No, it's working on speaker,
We
but
can
it's not working on Rhodes.
Oh, right.
Okay, yeah, you might need to just put it near the speaker then. Near the mic.
Oh shit! Not
One second.
Hello. No, it's not working. I'll do that for.
Hello.
Yeah, go on. We can hear you now, but through the speaker.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Good morning. How's everyone doing?
All good,
Good
thank
morning,
you.
man.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm well. I'm a big podcast listener. I've been listening to podcasts since like the beginning of like the Brilliant Idiots days and all that. So I was like, 2012? It's a bit difficult. I find it a bit difficult with this argument of men should stop talking on podcasts, because as humans, we tend to lean to the extremity, and we tend to gravitate towards the extremity. So the things that get pushed are the people who essentially talk shit online. And that's what we tend to focus on. But there are good podcasts for men to talk. Like there's even a podcast called by Black British guys called the Good Man podcast, where they focus on things like expressing themselves amongst the man them, bereavement, etc., etc., etc. But then those kind of podcasts never get pushed. I think men do need a space to talk to each other, whether that is online, whether that is in person, or whatever. We do need that space, but we also need sensible men to be there, so that we can control the conversation. Like the conversation you guys are having today, it should be pushed. It's one that isn't shouting, it's not derogatory towards anyone, it's not harming anyone, but you are expressing yourselves. And yes, sometimes you might not agree, but we try and unpack that. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And one other thing I wanted to say, and I hope this comes across in the way that I want, because I don't want to negate it, but sometimes therapy and community, because that's the way I do see it, need to work hand in hand. We need our friends and our family to be able to talk things through, but we also need a stranger as well to talk things through, because sometimes it might just be a little bit too close to home. But this idea, I'm starting to come to the conclusion for myself that us running to therapy every single time does kind of speak to a lack of community a little bit. It seems like not an easier way, because it's very difficult to get a good therapist, to get something, but it does seem like an easy vocal solution, if that makes sense. Oh, you're going through stuff, just go to therapy. No, it doesn't work like that. I might not feel comfortable with a therapist. I might not feel comfortable with a stranger. I might feel comfortable talking to somebody who I know. So that's when we do need to reach out to our friends, and we do need to be there and love on them as well. It's important as men then to love on our friends and say, you know what, I'm here for you, even if I don't have all the advice, which we might not have. I'm here to listen to you. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's try and find the solution together and then go to therapy.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a good point.
100%, man. But by the way, did you call up yesterday?
I did, yeah. I'm apparently KJ in the chat.
K who?
KG, you said KG?
I'm KJ.
Oh, KJ, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Say apparently.
My full name in the chat is apparently I'm KJ.
Oh,
okay.
Right.
Yeah, I know it's confusing. I know.
All right, man. Well, definitely appreciate the call, man. And yesterday's call as well.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
No problem, guys. Thank you for the hard work. Yeah, appreciate it. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right, cool. In a bit.
I feel like that's a good point, but I feel like you run the risk. It depends on the type of community.
Okay.
I feel like the risk of having an echo chamber is very high.
Okay.
And yeah, like you said, I guess the two should work in synergy as opposed to just run into one.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. Like, but both of them together. I want to ask you, all of us here are basically, I don't even know what the terms are nowadays, but
cis.
No, none of that. Sorry.
What?
We're
None of that
males.
stuff.
Cis.
Oh, you thought I meant like cis, like yes, cis. Like,
No. I knew you were talking about one of the new terms,
yeah.
but I didn't know what cis meant. What's this mean?
When you say
That's
you're
normal. And that's the normal way of saying heterosexual.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what? Cis male or
Cis
cis male?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Egypt thing, man. Just a male. Bro.
What's that? Say again? The camera's on you. Say
Come
again?
on, guy.
What are you saying?
Come on, guy.
What are you saying?
But I'm tired of the pronouns and this and that.
What was it?
It takes getting used to.
You know what it is?
It's a lot of like.
But it is. I thought you would be like open to that.
No, it's not about not being open, but I'm like, just tired of it, man.
This is mix a lot, man.
No, I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of it.
Have
man.
you had anyone challenge you for it? You ever been to like you order something? Like, don't call me she.
No,
No?
never.
What?
Why are you so tired of it? Like you're laughing. I went to a shop yesterday. And my wife was like, you didn't know if he what do you call?
Identified.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, safe, man. Yeah, cool, safe, man. No.
Yeah, but that ain't fair because
No, that's true, but that's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
If he then came to me, oh, why are you assuming my thing? That's when I'd be like, Rich, hey, man.
No, tell her
Come
that.
on,
Yeah,
man,
no,
I'm not trying to. I mean, I'm not doing that, bruv. Like,
I have had someone challenge me, but it was kind of different. Like I was in a kebab shop and I was talking to this guy.
That's a wild place to get challenged.
No, but I didn't know. No, but he was taking some girls home. And we're just having a good conversation. And I goes, oh, make sure the girls get home safe. And the girl's like, why does he got to make sure I get home safe? I goes, wait, I got sisters. I said, hold on, did I miss something? Like, and then I had to break, like, even the kebab guys were on my side. And everyone was on my side. And you know when like people start to retract what they're saying because they just realise that, I don't know you. I just want you to get home safe.
White girls or black girls?
Mixed race girl.
Okay.
But even, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't. Oh, serious, guy. It shouldn't matter though, really.
But yeah, you're right. It shouldn't matter.
I just want you to get home safe. Why does
safe.
he have to make sure I get home safe?
The
You know
intention's
what?
there.
All right, cool. Just go get beat up in the street. Then what? Who's coming to save you? A guy's coming to save you, no? Come on, man.
Oh no, wait, whoa.
Maybe.
I thought men were weak.
That's it. Man, someone's coming to save you.
Cool.
Someone's coming to save you.
I would have just said, all right, Sham, man, just get home safe, man. You got
No,
what
but
I'm
it's
trying to
like,
say. Shut up, man.
no, but it's
Shut
like
up.
obviously she's drunk. Everyone's had a drink. So why is there an argument? I just want you to get home safe.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny though? I wasn't even talking about gender. I was going to say minority. I was going to basically say we're all minorities here, right? Basically.
Right.
But I wasn't sure if I should say like migrants or... Anyway,
You
you don't get what I'm trying
Immigrant.
to
I
say.
like that word.
Immigrants.
Immigrant. I like that word.
Okay, there you go. So immigrants, exactly.
Yeah.
Being that we are immigrants, right? And we have to maneuver in this world, in this country, in this part of the world where it's like, I guess it's not home. How are you kind of preparing the next generation for living in this world, pretty much? Or do you feel like they will start to see and consider this as home? So maybe some of the things you considered or your parents would have considered for you, you don't have to pass on anymore.
I feel like if I speak on this, I'm pandering
Okay.
because I haven't dealt with outward racist.
Okay.
Funnily enough, the most outwardly racist thing I've ever dealt with was from a black woman. So
That's it.
Yeah.
You light skinned nigger.
So I can't really speak to that.
Okay.
I feel like obviously you need to make a child aware.
Yeah.
And obviously where I work, I see it, but it's never been done to me, and I challenge it all the time. But I don't know, I can't say that I've had to move different. Okay. I've moved just the way I move. And I feel like location is important as well.
Okay.
I feel like I had to move different in South London than someone in, I don't know,
The woods.
Hertfordshire or something. Do you know what I mean? Or like up north.
That's true.
I had to move different in South London than someone else. So I feel like I might be saying this ignorantly, but I feel like it's less to do with race and more to do with class.
Okay.
In
For
London,
you,
anyway.
in London, you're
Yep.
saying. Okay. What about you guys?
Well, I've got 2 nephews and a niece, but I can't say I've been preparing them for that because they're quite young.
Yeah.
So maybe as they get older, that might seep into it. But as of now, I don't think that's been something that I've consciously done.
What about like your own kids, and also like you said, when they get older as well? Like, are you thinking that maybe with regards to this particular like topic, you will maybe kind of prepare them in a different way to how your mum and dad prepared you? You know what I'm saying? Or how society is, and you know what I'm saying?
Are you talking to me, letting them know that they're black and that the world or this country in particular will treat you unfairly because you're black? And that instilling that in them, or you know what I mean?
Kind of, but I don't want to put that into
That's very specific as well,
Yeah.
just being black.
Yeah, I don't want to basically, because, for example, someone who's listening, or even Ramsey pretty much said, right, like, to varying degrees, you may not even feel like that's that big of an issue. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I didn't say that.
No. I know.
Okay.
But I mean, in terms of, no, because in reality, if you've never experienced it, right, outwardly, and maybe have the same issues as, let's just say us, for example, right, you wouldn't necessarily, that wouldn't be at the top of your list to pass on necessarily.
No, but that's
what I mean.
again, that's coming up with the point. That's saying just because I haven't seen it and witnessed it and experienced it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
No, 100%. But you remember, a lot of the time, we speak from experience. We speak from, okay, this is what I've gone through. This is what my friends have gone through. This is something that maybe I need to pass on to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not saying, like, there's probably things that I've never experienced, but I still feel like I want to pass on, but it just won't be at the top of my list. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll have that talk with my kids, to be fair.
Okay.
I think if they experience something and it comes up in conversation and they bring it to me, we can have that talk then. But it's not like, you know, you got the birds and the bees.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the your black talk. Like, I don't think, for example, think about my childhood. I never had that talk with my parents.
No,
We didn't. I never spoke about race when I was growing up
I never did.
at all.
no.
Never had a conversation.
Yeah. Do you think that's a good thing, though? Do you feel like we were kind of ill-equipped for certain things, ill-prepared?
Me personally, no. I feel like I learned a lot from the streets, not in that regard, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The streets.
Friends, school, media, and just being smart, man. And just, I learned a lot by myself, you know. I think when I think about certain things growing up, my parents didn't really tell me much about certain things. I just learned it on the way, man. You know, life is a journey. You just learn things on the way, man.
Yeah, I had a lot of first-hand experience.
Yeah.
So why is it laughing? What's going on here?
Was it in this country alone?
I've
I was
only
talking-
been in this country. So,
See,
yeah.
I feel like I was talking to my wife about this the other day. I feel like I want my son to go to Morocco
Yeah,
and
that's
spend
important.
time
That's
in
important.
those
That's
those
important.
areas that my mum was raised in.
That's important.
Get beat up a couple times.
So beat
Yeah,
up,
that-
you know.
and then-
See
yeah,
adversity.
You
Look,
see?
look,
Resilience.
look.
Yeah,
See,
yeah, no, I didn't disagree.
No,
You
right.
these are
you said
moving
wild.
wild.
Right.
Wait, when you say you want
No,
to get
but
beat up a
like-
couple times.
Yeah, I feel like you have to.
You need adversity.
You need to be able to deal and get over stuff.
Yeah.
Like you.
But hold on, wait. But
Let me land.
Wait.
Let me land.
you're gonna
So,
land. But can I just? Because I wanna ascertain
You're
what
gonna
you're
land.
saying.
I'll
Oh
say something.
my
No, but are you
God.
saying you want to put your kids in dangerous situations on
No,
purpose?
that's not what I said.
All right.
I said for him to be able to run around, say in Morocco like I did.
Yeah.
You didn't. You were scared of having fights.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I can't have a fight. I'm gonna get hurt. It wasn't until you get punched in the face a couple times. You're like, oh, I'm not made out of glass.
Yeah.
Or when you dealt with a loss of a fight, or you dealt with losing to the boy you thought you could beat, it builds character.
100%.
And I feel like that's important. Well, for me, for my son to deal with,
Yeah.
you need to be able. It's the same with your analogy of falling and then getting back up.
That's what we're talking about.
So if
Right.
you're,
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna I hear that in terms of like certain things boys should go through growing up. But I'm not gonna intentionally, for example, let me move to a bad area. So my son has a taste of the bad life. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not.
Nah, but you're making it sound like I want my son to be a rapper when he's
Taste of
older.
the
That's
bad life.
that's not what I'm trying to say. I feel like he's gonna be. I'm gonna watch him like a hawk, like I do
Yeah.
now. He's gonna be air tagged, all of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I need him to experience stuff by himself, and to act like that's not going to happen is it's somewhat ignorant. It's naive. He's gonna get into a fight. If he's not into a fight or he hasn't done anything, he hasn't lost.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna grow up. He's gonna grow up weak.
Soft.
Yeah, and I don't want that for him.
No, yeah.
Because if he's able to get punched up, he stands up, done. I'm talking clean fights, isn't it? No,
yeah,
Yeah.
getting
But,
rushed.
but hold on, but then you could just take us on to boxing.
no, I will do.
You know
But,
what I mean?
but he still needs to.
Like a
but he still
controlled
needs to
environment.
you
lose.
still have to have an
I know,
opponent.
but what? Yeah, but no, it is. So your first statement about taking him to Morocco so we can have fights.
No, I said take him to America. Sorry,
Oh,
take him to
America.
Morocco.
Yeah.
So he has a different environment. So he's
Okay.
able to pivot in different places, see how people react in different
Okay,
environments.
okay.
So when he does want to travel the world,
Yeah.
he's able to ascertain what's happening in an environment before it happens.
Yeah.
I feel like we have that because we've dealt with negative situations. I'm able to go to another country, look around and be aware of my surroundings at all times. And I feel like I still do that now.
Yeah.
When I'm going to say MacD's,
Yeah.
I'm there, I'm sitting, this person's there, this person there, I'm acutely aware of what's happening.
that's
I feel like
normal.
that's because
That's what I'm saying.
That's normal.
that's
to-
because of where I've grown up.
But when I tell people that, yeah, they think I'm crazy. That I'm looking around, I know where the X's are, I know where this is or that, blah, 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 blah. No, it's just that I'm just very aware.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of our people growing up, they're just not aware of nothing.
Where do you learn that from?
The streets!
That's what I'm saying.
I wasn't raised,
I'm saying a lot-
I wasn't raised in the streets.
If you,
not
if
like
you
that.
think about a lot of the stuff we learned wasn't from our parents in that regard.
No,
no,
it
no,
wasn't.
no.
It
You know what I'm
wasn't. It wasn't.
But it's the thing. As we start to do better in life, yeah. Again, I'm not trying to say being in the hood is not thingy.
Yeah.
But we've all been, you know what I'm saying, right? As we start to progress, our kids may not have that environment to teach them.
That's what I'm saying.
But
But-
how do we pass on these type of skills?
You know what it is? I feel like obviously we all want better for our kids, innit?
Yes.
We want our kids to grow up in a better environment than we grew up in it.
Yes.
And that might come with certain compromises that we have to make. So we learn everything from the streets, but we don't want our kids to learn from the streets. Maybe now our kids got to learn from us.
Yeah.
Because we didn't learn the streets from our parents, but maybe we're a different generation now, innit?
Yeah.
to use the word streets loosely.
Yeah,
obviously,
you know
like
what I
you're
mean.
doing
Yeah.
there.
Very loosely.
But
very
maybe
loosely.
we can do it in a controlled environment where if I know he's going out, I'm maybe saying to this person that lives over in that house, keep an eye on him, or his
Yeah.
friends do this, or
Yeah.
his mum,
Yeah.
that parent, and
Yeah.
da da da, just so I can see what's happening. Now, if he does get into a fight, I would need to obviously survey it
Yeah.
and then obviously step in if
Yeah.
anything happens. But
Yeah.
if he instigates it or does, he has to learn stuff by himself.
Yeah.
It's the same, exactly falls back into the analogy of
Yeah.
letting them get up when they fall. I can't. I'm trying all this shit now. I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not ready for him to do
Yeah.
stuff. Even when he's on the climbing frame, I suffer from like this anxiety in playgrounds where I don't like any other kid. It's my baby.
Yeah.
I will happily slap up a 5-year-old for my baby. Like that's something as a parent we need to deal with.
So are you the type of parent to maybe like, just say your kid came up and said, "Oh, dad, I got into a fight today," or "Kids bullying me." Would you take him to school and say, "Yo, beat him up"?
No, I'm there.
Some kids will say,
no,
some parents will do that though.
no, I'm there
beam
to the
up,
kids
beam
say,
up.
"Don't touch him,"
Okay.
or "Where's your dad?" That's the type of thing. I wouldn't go and. I go and because if my son's not confident, why am I putting him in that?
I get told off all the time, man. Like if I take my kid to the thingy and something happens now, I get the side eye because immediately it shows on my face that I don't like what happened.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, stop. Stop what? You know what I'm saying? You only have one child. I need to make sure she's cool. You know what I'm saying? But
As in what? You reprimand the kids who are fucking a child?
yeah, or the parent, or it shows on my face
Yeah.
immediately. Like if, for example, I don't know, say they're queuing up to go down a slide, and one nonsense kid wants to come and cut in.
Yeah.
I don't like those.
Yeah.
Type of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm not. My kids are not having it, man. I'm just gonna teach them from young. Just again, be humble, be easy, be aware, but you're taking nothing from no one. Like
Yeah,
just
cool.
not, because as soon as they start taking it from early, then they turn into victims.
Oh, yeah,
And how
100%.
long
100%.
do you? Well, like when do you break out of that mode from being a victim?
Yeah.
So
It's-
no, I'm not saying be a bully. Just don't be a victim. Don't be a
But
victim.
it's funny you say that. I was talking to my wife and we were talking about which we would prefer, and we both
Be the
said bully.
bully or-
And if you heard it from my wife, that's crazy. You wouldn't think she would say that, but we were both like, nah, bully. Like,
I think anyone would choose what? As in your child be a victim or be a bully?
yeah.
Yeah, I'd choose
Nah,
bully.
you get some people like, victim, bully.
Nah,
just
hell,
awful,
victim?
awful.
especially nowadays, though, people like being victims. So I said this last week. And people was coming for me. You know, there's certain anyway. So in terms of like religion, though, belief systems that we grew up in, right? How much of our cultures and our religious practices, beliefs, are we looking to pass on? Is it something that we're consciously thinking about, being intentional with it, or is it like, you know what, just let the chips fall where they may?
I'm telling my son he's Muslim.
Okay.
By the same breath, I'm not pushing it the same way my mum
Parents
pushed
did.
it.
But, go on.
No, go on.
Like I say, can we only push it as much as we practice?
Of course.
So, for example, I need to be an example to my child, innit? So if I'm not the example of a perfect Muslim, not necessarily perfect,
But you don't pray 5
but
times a day.
practicing well,
Yeah.
I can't. It makes no sense for me to try
of
to.
course.
So I guess my children will be a reflection on me to a degree.
Yeah.
Not so much, because even with my family, my little sister is the best Muslim out of everyone. She's better than my mum and my dad, right? And she didn't get her deen necessarily from them. She just got it from the mosque and just certain environments in it. So you can be more religious than your parents, but from inception, is thinking that, like, my parents taking us to the mosque every weekend without them being super religious was their way of teaching us.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it, but they put us in the right environment to learn and to study and to, you know what I mean, get all the things we needed to you know what I mean.
So it's more so when you say that not being a perfect Muslim, you may not be able to pass it. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah.
Not that you may not be able to pass it on, but is it more so it's hard to pass it on, or it's more so it's hard for them to pick up because I'm not doing it?
Yeah, so if I'm not practicing well in the household, I'm not going to be a good example to
Okay,
them. Like,
cool.
visually, what I'm doing, if I'm not praying 5 times a day, I'm not doing certain things, they need to be able to look at me as an example and do what dad's doing. If dad's not doing it, then how can I do it? Especially from a certain age, innit? But if I take them to the mosque now and let the mosque be their teacher,
Yeah.
it's a bit different, because that's what my parents done. My parents, I think they've improved in their practice as they've gotten older, but I couldn't say they were the best when we were younger. But we all went to the mosque every weekend, like religiously, like Saturday and Sunday. So I feel like we got a lot of our teaching from there, innit, as opposed from home.
I just don't want to be a hypocrite.
But is that okay? This may sound wild, what I'm about to say, but does that matter?
Yes.
Why? If for
you're
example,
expecting your child to be accountable for their actions, but you're not being accountable for your own.
I don't think it's necessarily being
Yeah,
accountable, but more so like my thing is this, right? With age comes you being set in your ways, and it's harder to change those practices and things you're used to, right? I don't think necessarily. Again, it's just my opinion. I don't think necessarily it's wise for us to say, because I'm not doing it, I won't tell you to do it. I think personally, I may know certain things are wrong, but I know that's not something I want you to be doing. So as your father, make sure you do this so you don't end up in the situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the hypocrite thing is the biggest thing in the world. I don't mind being a hypocrite if it means your betterment, you being a better person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I guess so, because obviously you want better for your kids than you had for yourself, innit? So even if you're not doing it, you can still tell them to do it.
Yeah,
but to what ends, though, innit? That's the thing.
I guess because you're not doing it, right, and I have many years of not doing it, for example, you may be better placed to understand their challenges, right? But it's not something that I feel like it's like, well, I don't go to church every Sunday, so yeah, just stay at home with me. No, don't get me wrong. I do believe that if I expect you as a young person to go to church, I need to take you there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just don't think it's wise for us to then say, okay, cool. I'm not saying you're saying this, by the way. To just be like, well, I don't go to church on Sunday. I want you to go to church, but because I don't, stay at home with me. Let's just watch the football. You know what I'm saying? Or yesterday's match of the day highlights. Like, I just don't. We will never pass on those good things that I believe, even though we may have been forced and may not have always liked Sunday school or going to the mosque and things of that nature. There's certain things that, whether we know it or not, that we have built into us now because we spent decades, right, or many years going, right, that has helped us navigate the world.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think based on what you just said, I think I agree, to be fair, in terms of like, I think I'm just probably speaking to how I know I am in it. And if I'm not doing something, if it's not on my mind, then I'm not necessarily gonna teach it in it. But you are right, because obviously I want better for my kids than I had for myself in it. So even if I'm not doing something, it's like what's that saying? Do as I
do as I say, not as I do.
Do as I say, not what I do in it. So it's that kind of thing, innit?
I'm trying to stray away from that.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's always better to show with actions. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes
it's better. But just because I couldn't achieve it doesn't mean you can't achieve it or shouldn't achieve it.
Precisely. Exactly.
I think all of this kind of goes into it all goes into a naive, possibly idealistic mindset that your child is able to be malleable enough to do what you want them to do. They're their own person. Yeah. So you need to cater what you want to them. Yeah. And not just be like, no, do this, and they're not set. Do you know what I mean? Like if you got
at certain ages, they are malleable.
Nah, if you got a kid that takes longer to learn, then maybe you need to cater the way you teach. That's basically the point I'm trying to say.
Of course. 100%.
If your kid's a lot more sensitive, or if your kid doesn't like getting hurt, or they're not as resilient physically, then why would you push them otherwise? You would basically cater your parenting to how the child is.
Yeah, and I think it's important to just let your child have a certain level of freedom too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many things I feel like, because of our upbringing, our parents all being from Africa, right? They were just stuck in their ways with certain things. And I feel like, again, they tried their best, but it kind of stifled our expression in certain areas of life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which could have maybe helped us to blossom in other areas today. You know what I'm saying? And I think obviously it's a tricky thing to kind of navigate, right? But I feel like, again, just little things, just letting your child know that, you know what, you have autonomy over yourself to some degree. And you need to kind of develop this and nurture this. Because at the end of the day, you will be out there by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to start from early.
I feel like being able to let go, like you said, which is what I find scariest about parenting. Yeah. Is like, for example, my mum and dad, like I never wore a seatbelt in the car. We drove around everywhere. We drove to Morocco from London. No seatbelt. None of us. And none of my siblings.
You drove to Morocco from London?
To Morocco, yeah. So we drive from here to Dover, get a boat to France, drive through France to Spain, and then get a boat from Spain to Morocco.
That's a drive, boy.
So it's 3 days, yeah?
Wow.
Jesus.
In total in the car. My dad didn't do hotels and that.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you, like, did you plan it?
He's zoomed, whipped the whole way there. But it was no seatbelt in the car. We had 4x4, but then sometimes we went in the van, because obviously you got to bring stuff for family. Yeah. And we were just sitting on top of all the luggage. Like, just wild stuff, wild stuff.
Petrol cost must have been brazy.
So, and I was doing stuff like at 12 and 13, like going to Reading to link. Which wild stuff my mum didn't know. Yeah. Or it's that level of letting go that's made me become the person I am today. Now, am I letting my child do that?
There you go.
Is it a whole different question? That's the scary part. Apparently, so I feel like I done that, and now I know how to maneuver now as an adult, based on the actions I had, actions I made when I was younger.
I'm glad you said that, because that's gonna kind of lead into my last point, right? Or last thing I want us to discuss: the difference between raising boys and girls. I know people are gonna start saying stuff, but do you feel like boys and girls need to be raised the same? What are the differences, if there are any?
First, I'm gonna say, on the last thing is that I'm not forcing my kids into religion.
Okay.
But I will let them know that they have to believe in God.
Oh yeah, I think definitely believing in God is
But
a must.
I'm not going down because there's too much that mankind is flawed as it is. How can last time I checked, Jesus was broke, but you got pastors out here that got talking about G4s and G5s and wild. Anyhow, on the other matter, guys need to be more present in their daughters' lives than they have been, because I feel like there's a whole generation of women that they didn't have their fathers there. And that doesn't mean that's an excuse to do this or an excuse to do that, or they are the way they are because they didn't have their fathers there. But obviously we're all men, so it's easy to say that we got to raise our guys differently to women or to girls, young ladies. But at the same time, we still have to be ever present in because there's always been that notion of the guys look after the boys and the mothers look after the daughters. But then, you grow up and you get some guys that are mothers boys.
Yeah, I think that changed a long time ago.
I know, but I still feel like
if you deep it sometimes, men are close to their mothers.
Yeah, I get that,
and boys are close to their fathers.
Yeah, I get that, but still, like you have to again, where we've seen a few different generations now, the whole Gen Z, X, whatever you want to call it. I just feel like men have to do more in their daughters' lives.
Yeah, no.
I feel that's a wild safe answer, but I get you.
What you think is what? What do you mean?
That's a safe answer,
safe answer.
but I get you.
A safe answer?
I think what E-Man meant is, say your son,
Differences in raising them.
is he bringing his girl to the house?
My son.
Your son. Is he bringing his girl to the house?
But if he don't bring the girl to the house, where's he gonna bring her?
Okay. Now your daughter, she bringing her boyfriend to the house?
I mean, at a certain age, what can I really tell her? Like,
all right, cool. So a better question would be maybe what age would you allow your son versus what age would you allow your
That's
daughter?
what I think. That's why I said your answer was sick.
But that's messed up the same. Yeah, I don't know, man. Because again, you might did you say what age you gonna bring?
What age would you allow your son to bring girls to the house versus what age would you allow your daughter to bring boys to the house?
Okay, so my godson is 16 now, and I've seen girls in his house, but he's 16 now, so maybe he's been doing that from 15. Like, I don't. How do you even gauge that, man?
Well,
like, I don't know.
Say what you want to say.
No. It's not even that. It's not even that. There's no. It's not that. I'm just trying to think because I haven't got kids, but I'm just down by.
Is it a case of maybe just controlling the environment they're in? So if your daughter brings boys to the house, you lot can come to the house, but you got to stay in the living room. You got to stay where everyone else is. You're not going to your room, shutting the door. You need to be somewhere where I can see you, where I can monitor you, and make sure nothing untoward is going on.
That sounds good in theory, but when you actually get there and your kids are just wayward and crazy and whatever, then that goes out the window. Yeah,
but God forbid our kids are going to be crazy.
100%.
Crazy and wayward. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that obviously it sounds good in theory, but a lot of things sounded good in theory once upon a time, and then when it
I don't think what I propose is hard.
No, I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying what happens that day that they're in the house and then you pop out or whatever type of thing. Just what I'm saying. Not to say that hasn't happened before.
Yeah.
So then what?
It's life, innit? Like I can't control everything, and I can't be
100%.
everywhere I want.
I don't know if I can give you an age where I can say these lot can come around at X, Y, Z. I just because again, because
no, I want to hear emails answer. I can't wait to hear his answer.
I don't know, man. I
I'd be surprised.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't necessarily have an age in it. I don't have an age, but I'm expecting my daughter. The
voice break.
I don't know. I'm trying. But yeah, to kind of answer your question, it will definitely be different for me, 100%, because I feel like men and women are fundamentally different, and I feel like it's a very big mistake raising them exactly the same. The world is different for men and women, and I feel like you need to prepare them separately and differently to take on the roles of a man and a woman in this world.
Speak to what specific aspects you're talking about, though.
almost everything, you know. So,
All right, hold on. So, would you say in terms of like, I don't know, something easy, household duties,
yes.
are you treating them differently then?
Yes and no.
Oh, you're bugging.
So you wouldn't.
I haven't even said anything,
you're
man.
bugging.
I said yes and no.
All right, describe.
Okay,
Expound.
cool. All right, to be fair, in terms of household duties, right, to be fair, the reason why I say yes and no is only because I think I may put a bit more of an emphasis on my daughters, for example, to maybe take care of cooking and things like that. Listen. Again, you have to listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying, for example, only she does it. I'm saying both, because again, I was raised to cook in my house. Okay. My mum always taught me.
Yeah, same.
My mum always taught me, and I hold it there. Never.
I went in the kitchen.
My mum always.
in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
exactly.
I went there, boy.
My mum always told me never rely on a woman, always, right? And I've taken that and I'll pass that on to every son of mine, right? But what I'm trying to say is, I will definitely make sure that my son can be independent and take care of himself, right, in that setting. But I do believe, as a woman, for example, especially in the traditional household, it's more important for her to be able to go ready into whatever house she's going to go to, able to do those things.
So don't you feel like you're already subconsciously instilling in her that she's different, that she has to be able to act? No, but I mean, like, you're gonna put a lot more emphasis on the cooking, household chores on the daughter, so now she feels like that's what she's built for.
No. It's, again, right. This is why I said yes and no, because in terms of doing the chores and all them type of things, it's going to be equal. Because again, it's important for that man to be able to take care of himself.
Okay.
He has to be able to do that.
Okay,
right?
so
Yeah,
let me challenge you then.
Yeah.
So while you're putting the emphasis on the cooking
Yeah.
and she's in the kitchen, what's the son doing?
There's more than just two things, right?
No,
There's
but what
other
is,
things.
no, but what is he doing?
He could be doing something else. He could be tidying upstairs. He could be hoovering the house. There's other things you could do. He could be taking out the
I
rubbish.
completely,
He could be
utterly disagree.
Wait, are you
he
saying?
could be clearing the patio.
Are you saying that?
He could be cutting the grass.
Man
There are
said clearing the
certain.
patio.
Are you saying you would split duties in the household based upon
Patio's cold.
what you believe
You know what I'm saying? Though?
each of them should do? So, for example, you would have your daughter handle the cooking and your son handle, for example, the garden, as opposed to them interchanging.
No, they would have to interchange.
Okay.
But again, there'll be less emphasis for my daughter to clear the patio, to be pulling out weeds.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be that. It could be.
No,
it could be.
I'm
It
just
could
giving an
be something
example.
else. Yeah.
I'm just giving an example.
What does that really mean though? Like, what's the harm in just putting both of them in the
No,
kitchen?
that's what I'm trying to say to you. They both will have experience in all these things because, again, being an independent human being, you should be equipped to do those things. But I'm just saying, in certain things, based on my perspective of life, right, I feel like when you go on to have a family, there may be certain things in that family, again, things may be different in 20 years from now, right? But there may be certain things in that family unit that you're building for yourself that the man is more likely to do. So again, wait, once again, today, most people say the man take out the rubbish. You know what I'm saying? And the woman, just leave it. Don't do it. Unless obviously there's an understanding maybe the man can't do it for this reason. She should know how to do it. In the same way, if the woman can't cook, maybe she's pregnant, she's this, that, and the third, or whatever. Or whether it's just a case of you just want to share the duties, right? The man should be able to step in and do that. So I'm saying both of them will have that experience. But I'm saying some things, right, I expect my daughter less so to do than my son.
All right, you said the word tradition.
Yes.
Is that important to you?
Oh yeah, of course. I believe in tradition and culture.
No, tradition and culture aren't
I
always
know.
inherently
That's
together.
why I said and.
Right?
That's why I said and.
I feel like tradition
Yeah.
can be shit.
Or everything can be.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you're saying you want, so in my head, the way I have interpreted what you said is that you want your daughter to be in a traditional marriage, in a traditional household
Yeah.
with, I don't know. With me, with tradition,
That's not what I'm saying, by the way. I'm waiting for
that's
you
what
to
said.
finish.
You said you're preparing her for tradition.
Do you hear what you just said there? Preparing. I don't know what you're going to encounter in 20 years' time. But whatever it is, if that's what you want for yourself, be ready for it. That's what I'm basically saying.
But you're preparing her for the shit.
No,
outcome.
but why is that a poor outcome?
Because
To have a
you're
traditional,
saying
family.
that fundamentally,
Yes.
you're saying that she isn't equal.
Equal in what way though?
in
in
the
value?
chores,
We're equal in value, but
everything.
we're not equal. We're different people. We're different. This is the problem today. Listen, no.
Hold on.
We're equal in value. No man is more important than a woman.
Right.
It's impossible.
Okay, cool.
But there are different things you do. There are different things that you may be better equipped at doing. And I'm
No,
saying...
you said no. You said being better equipped.
Yes.
And putting more emphasis on one thing is different. You didn't say my daughter is better at cooking than my son, so I decided to put more emphasis on that. That's a different thing.
Okay, cool. I personally, if I'm the type of person who doesn't pay people to come and clear my gutters, I'm not going to tell my daughter, learn from daddy, let's clear the gutters up there on the roof. My son, though, I may do it. You're smiling because you know I'm right. That's
lost.
the reality.
I'm sorry because I'm lost.
No, because what I'm trying to say, there's certain things as men.
Yeah, but that more speaks to not when you put your daughter into danger.
But that's what I'm saying, because there's
No,
something.
I mean,
yes,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
It's a false narrative.
No,
it's a false
not.
parallel.
It's really not, because at the end of the day, when you go and you live independent in your house, right? There's going to be someone, unless again you pay for people to come and do this, right? It's going to be one of you, the man or the woman, right? That's going to decide to do a particular thing.
But why is that based on gender and not just on who's better about doing what?
So is there a chance that your daughter will be better at your son at clearing the gutters?
Yeah.
And you'll be okay with that? Her going up on the roof and then things.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. To me, I don't think necessarily my daughter should be going up and clearing gutters. Maybe you guys think that's okay.
But they're both equal.
Wait.
I'm just talking about manual
No,
labor.
I get it.
You know what I
The
mean?
thing is, if a woman wants to clear gutter,
Then do it, of
she
course.
can clear gutters. If a
100%.
woman wants to do a job which is
Yes.
traditionally deemed as a man's job,
Yes,
she can do
yes.
it. That's no problem, right?
I 100% agree.
For me, it's more so putting my daughter in harm and danger. I'm not saying I'd rather put my son in danger, but rather
But
put my
that
son in
kind of
danger.
sounds like that's what he's saying. It kind of sounds like that's what you're saying.
No, but okay, cool. For example, right, growing up, when there was a task that was physically exerting, physically hard, or even, for example, when the electricity went off at night time and we had to go and charge the key back in the day, it was me that went, because I'm a boy. I'm an only boy. I have 3 sisters, yeah, so I'm perfect for this example, right? Whenever something was dangerous, or it was night time, or I went.
Thank you.
Because I'm a boy, and my parents trusted me.
I'm not disputing that.
No, you are disputing it.
because obviously,
Wait. Sorry. Go
not that
on,
my parents
Yusuf.
wouldn't put me in danger, but my parents would rather put me in danger
because you're
than my sisters.
because you're biologically different.
Because I'm a boy.
Because you're stronger.
And for me, that's fine.
That's cool.
Like I would rather send my son to do a dangerous task than my daughter.
Because you're better at, say, defending yourself, because you're more likely to be stronger.
Yeah.
Right, but that's something biological. That's very different. That's not what you said.
So you don't think carrying certain things and up ladders and them things there?
No, you said about the
cool.
cooking. That was the whole point. I'm saying
but I'm giving an
everything should be
example,
given
Ramsey.
based on someone's strength. There
Ramsey.
could be a chance that my daughter is stronger than my son.
Yes.
God forbid, Patrick.
What's the likelihood of that, though? What's the likelihood of that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But you get what I'm trying.
But
The reason why I
in my
use that,
household, my sisters we did everything.
yeah.
So I did the dishes. My sisters like to cook because they cooked. I ended
Yeah.
up cooking a lot more when
Yeah.
I was older.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, my sisters can fight.
Yeah.
Like they fight, guys. Like they're actually
of
they're
course.
about it.
Yeah.
So I feel like you need to be able to raise both of them equally to get them both equipped for whatever's out.
That's what I'm saying.
And I feel
But
like
that's
the
a perfect
traditional
example of what
household
you
is
just said.
shit.
All right, to you,
Yeah.
right? The traditional household, the layout, all that type of thing is rubbish, right? But again, look at what you just said. Your sisters can fight, right? But in a situation where they're out on the street, you're not gonna say, go ahead and fight this particular guy that's
No, but that's the streets. I'm talking about home.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is they've learned the skill at home to defend themselves, right? But in the situation, you're not going to put them forward in front of you because you're a man. It's that simple. Sometimes we overcomplicate things, especially in 2023. There's just certain things that is like, yo, again, like Yusuf said, it's dark outside, it's more dangerous. He's better equipped, right, to deal with certain things. And I'm not saying, especially again, in West Indian households, again, Marx has said plenty of times, the man typically, again, I'm kind of paraphrasing here. I could be wrong in it, but he said many a times that, especially in Jamaican households, the man's a better cook sometimes, right? So again, I'm not trying to say a man can't be a better cook. Like that's ridiculous. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is both of them, again, like me, how I was raised, to be able to cook, to be able to look after myself, right? When you go into that household, right, I believe you need to be equipped to do whatever is necessary to make that household run. And I'm basically saying, typically, there's certain roles that we kind of assign to men and women. Again, if I'm cleaning, if I'm doing plumbing, certain things in the house, I would expect my son to be with me. If one person is going to be with me, I expect my son. If I'm doing cooking, for example, if the one person with me, If it's just one person, it may be my daughter. If I'm doing something in the garden, I'm digging, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I may expect my son. That's what I'm trying to say to you. There's just certain things. In 2023, we become too woke.
I feel like I want them to be equipped in all facets.
Yes.
So I won't just have my son there if I'm doing plumbing. I'll have my daughter there.
That's why I said if I could only have one. I'm saying...
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
If only one. You know what I'm saying? So again, let's prepare the kids for everything, right? But they are not the same. They're not the same.
Right.
To me anyway.
Yeah. So question, do we all believe in gender roles then? Or no? Do you, like for example, we're not advertising KP, so... do you believe in there are certain roles for women and certain roles for men, or for you, do you want it to be just interchangeable? And
yeah, I want my daughter to be able to take care of herself.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be like, I can't. There's a plumbing. What was me? Like, nah, like you take care of yourself.
But are there certain roles or certain things that you feel like are more suited to women, or not, and more suited to men, like vice versa?
I feel like situations are better suited for men.
Yeah.
Like you said, going out at night, it is less safe for women.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, you know what I mean, man.
Yeah, I mean,
It's more likely that women will get into something as opposed to a man.
Yeah.
So in that kind of scenario, but is that necessarily a gender role? Like,
no, I'm not talking about that. That's different. I'm talking about actual like duties, household roles.
Oh no, I split everything in my house.
Okay.
It depends, but again, it depends on who's better at what.
At doing a thing.
Yeah.
At least choose the most efficient person to do a particular task. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
you didn't say that. You didn't say that.
But I've said again, people in the chat maybe not hearing me. I said I want both of them doing everything.
Okay.
But there are certain things, right, that if I had to choose one person, if I want a particular person to specialize in, it will go down to if you're a boy or girl. Again, if it comes to certain, let's just say we were 20 years older, right? And we're raising up our kids in today's generation, where most people believe, for whatever reason, the man should take out the bins, right? I would make that more something that my son does. Because in today's generation, to be relevant, to be able to do those things, do it. I'm not saying she can't do it, because he may not be around.
Yeah.
Just like sometimes I'm not around when I come to DDA, but the bins need to go out. So if I don't get a chance to do it, guess who has to do it? You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is equip them both.
Yeah,
but there's certain things you kind of specialize in. I'm not going to specialize necessarily in, again, like I said, like repairing stuff, plumbing, certain things that may be hard manual labor tasks. I'm going to, if I have to choose one, my son, come, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? And other things, my daughter, let's do this. That's just how I see things.
Would you want your daughter to be in a polygamy relationship?
It depends what's good for her. Not
that.
polygamy, polygyny.
Sorry, polygyny.
It depends what's good
That's
for
cool.
her.
That then.
It
I like
depends what's
that.
good for her.
You're even keel.
I believe in African culture, black culture. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in westernized, well, depending on what it is, of course, but I don't believe in, just doing westernized things. Whatever's best for you, your family, and your community, that's what I believe in.
That's what I like to hear. I like that.
I'm not gonna lie though.
You think I was gonna lie?
I thought you'd be mad.
No, I get it. Like, I want my daughter to be able to look after herself in all situations, as you were saying.
Yeah.
But in this day and age, I ain't seen a female bricklayer yet. So, like,
Yeah, because we still live in a society where certain roles and jobs are looked upon as for men and for women.
Yeah, bare houses be like, why is a woman doing my bricklaying?
so absurd.
Why?
And
he's saying, why isn't there? I'm saying, you're dealing with dumb people. The status quo is, I'm not expecting a woman to lay bricks. So I feel like that plays a part in it as well.
And also, some women don't want to do these things as well. Like, that's not act like.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen that couple women on construction sites.
Yeah.
But it's a very small minority.
Yeah.
But do you think women? This is going back to last week's about programming, right? Do you think women don't want to do certain jobs because it's been programmed in their mind that it's not for women?
I don't know. I can't
Well,
speak
maybe
for
they
women.
just don't want to do it full stop.
No, but what I'm saying is, if everything goes down to programming, right, which it seems like it does, right, have women been taught that certain roles and certain jobs aren't for you? So, like you said, hard manual labor, jobs that are dangerous. Like, for example, if you see a female firewoman, you're like, oh, this is rare, because typically women are not firemen.
Yeah.
Because it's dangerous, it's whatever, it's physical. Is that programming where women are taught?
I don't know, man, because there's some things that women are just not going to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
how much sewer cleaners do you see women?
But the question is why?
But I
That's
think
the question.
I think also some things is just down to like
It's the environment.
environment, but also let's just call a spade. Biology too. Women are going to get pregnant. Some things is not really safe for you to do when you're pregnant. You're smiling, but I'm telling you the truth.
No, but that's...
The truth. Why are we going to want our women to be firefighters when they're 5-6 months pregnant?
No, but they won't be firefighting when they're pregnant though.
But
You might want to keep working for as long as possible.
no, but they,
You want to keep working as long as possible.
But I don't
because
feel like it's that. I feel like
what was it? I'm saying that because typically in normal jobs, women will work up to like maternity.
Yeah.
Sorry, up to like 8.5 months or something. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if she chose to be a firefighter now,
Yeah.
maybe the expectation would be to work up to your 8.5 months.
I don't think so. I think there's certain exceptions for certain jobs.
I feel like this is why it wouldn't make as much sense for them to be in that role, because you would want men who don't have to deal with that to be there, to be able to do it
but that's in every role then, because women get pregnant no matter what role they're doing. So that means that applies to whatever it is then.
Not necessarily, because
Why?
Office jobs you can still work, you can still be at your desk and work up until.
Sorry,
like
not any office job, any job that's deemed for men is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the reason why
I feel like the main points get missed. The environment isn't built for them. The environment within men, they've made it toxic for them. So when they do see a female builder,
that's part of it. That's
a huge part of it.
Yeah, it's part of it, but that's not the be all and end all.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm saying
cool.
but we're missing that point, and that point
that's part of it, of
is
course.
somewhat integral to the whole thing. Women don't want to do it because, say it's a builder, you get a lot of those other guys saying, "Oh, a woman, I'd expect a woman to manage this. We're at a construction site, love. Why?" That's a huge part. It's the environment being toxic. I don't think it's necessary, and that definitely plays a part of the programming.
Okay, again.
I'm trying to figure out what.
Chat, please, Tatenda.
What?
You know, I love it when you call up. Please call up, yeah.
What's going on?
Please call up. Again, if you're disagreeing with stuff, call up so we can have that part of the dialogue. We're going to be moving on in a second.
Hold on.
but
As a
still.
man, you should make enough so your wife doesn't have to work. Hey, yo, listen, let's not... I beg you, call up. I beg you, please call up. Please call up.
No, I think you caught it midway. I think she's basically being sarcastic and saying, if you want to be traditional, be that type of guy that provides.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I think that's what she's saying. I think so anyway.
I hope so.
But yeah, but at the end of the day, again, someone said, how can you say a woman shouldn't be a firefighter? I'm saying everyone should be free to do whatever they want to do at the end of the day, because not every woman wants to give birth. Like, everyone's different, guys. Like, think critically, please, right? All I'm trying to say is that I think these are some of the considerations that went into certain jobs. That's what I'm trying to say. I think so.
Because they weren't built for them.
All right, cool. If your community had 2 firefighters, right? A small community, right? 2 firefighters, both of them are women because equality. What's going to happen if, for example...
both of them get pregnant at the same time.
No,
there's a fire, but they can't because they're pregnant.
Listen, you have to listen, because again, a lot of the time people don't understand the process of evolution and the process that lead to why we have certain things today. You're looking at it now. Go back years. Why are these traditional roles? Why are these traditional jobs assigned to certain people? You have to look at that. It's not fair to look in 2023 at what we have today and say, this is stupid. No, it's not.
Of course it's fair.
No, it's
That's
not
the whole
fair.
point of innovation.
It's not fair. No. You wouldn't say it's stupid. You would say, we can make it better.
Now we're
It's not
arguing
semantics.
semantics.
It's not semantics.
You are.
The reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of the time it makes us take this position of judgment and act as though humans before us were dumb.
No,
they're not dumb.
They were built for that time.
That's what I'm saying to you.
So
but it's not a stupid thing. It made sense then.
It's
and
stupid now.
Listen,
But
Ramsey.
some of these things still make sense though.
Of course they do.
No, I'm not saying it's all dumb.
Yeah.
I'm saying some of the stuff needs to be amended
I'm agreeing with you,
because not
Ramsey.
all women can have children.
And or even want children.
Yeah,
I
so-
agree with
yeah.
you, Ramsey.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, why is it that we have it today? Because typically, some of these things is a result of the fact that most women back in the day may have wanted these things. Or some of these jobs may not have been as safe. Again, you're looking at a fire engine today and thinking how safe it is now is how safe it was 100 years ago. That's probably not the case. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different things that went into certain things. Like war as well. Again, men are the first ones to go to war. Again, let's do equality.
War. Oh yeah, I'm packed up.
We can use the same equality thing with war. I'm not saying women shouldn't go to war, but I'm saying, again, if we want to amend it, that's fine. But don't say it's a stupid thing that only men go to war. There's reasons for it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to say to you. Because a lot of us, we just look from a very, like they say, privileged position, right, in today's day and age, and act as though everything today is just silly. No, a lot of this stuff is an accumulation of like 10,000
Yes,
years of
but-
human evolution.
But
and
just
thought.
because it's worked those 10,000 years doesn't mean it works now.
I'm agreeing
And that's
with
what
you.
I'm saying.
But
You're
I'm saying don't say it's just rubbish.
It is.
Understand why it
Then
is.
you're arguing semantics. So if
It's
I say,
not
oh,
semantics,
it's not
man.
suitable for today's life, then is that better? That's irrelevant. I can say it in any which way.
right.
I'm still basically saying the same point.
right.
And it's surprising that you're saying that since you love innovation, you love change, you love
do, yeah.
the growth of humanity, right? So why isn't that hand in hand with
Because
that?
I wouldn't look down at it. I would
He likes the
understand.
growth of black humanity, not humanity.
No, humanity
and
as
in
a whole.
in that same context, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
We've had white doctors for how long?
Yeah.
And they've been misdiagnosing minorities, black
Yeah.
people, everyone.
Yeah.
But it used to work back in the day. So why are we arguing now? It still works now.
What used to work? When did white people ever? When did white
I'm
doctors
using the
ever used to
argument
work?
against you.
No,
I'm just
yeah, it
saying
has to
loosely.
be accurate though. It has to be accurate analogy. When did having white doctors look after black
Humanity's
patients ever work?
humanity's only grown. We've only got more population. So
Nope.
that by
Nope.
that very definition,
Nope.
it means we're living longer.
You are emphatically wrong. Let me tell you why.
Tell me why.
I'm telling you why. Because again, you have to look at our, the history of our interaction with white people. If you want to look at this, right, and look at white people as doctors looking after black
Oh,
people.
bear in mind, I'm speaking as like a white racist man. So I'm using your point against you, not as me, Ramsey. I'm using it against you.
Okay, I'll finish the point then.
Go on.
Let me show you. Look at our interaction. The majority of black people came, or at least a big influx of black people came during the Windrush time in the 50s, right? Cool. Since then till now, right, there's been no time where you can say white doctors looking after black patients, right, it was better before. Impossible. It has to improve, right? So that argument doesn't make any sense. I'm talking about people, the reason why certain things existed, right? And I'm saying, if, for example, remember during the Windrush, people who came over were skilled. These were not just people who had no jobs, no business acumen. These people came over skilled. England needed skilled people. You know what I'm saying? So we can't say to ourselves, okay, yeah, the white man did this and that and the third. It was better back then. It was not better. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do anything better for us. Impossible. You know what I'm saying?
The whole point you made to me is
Yeah.
what I've ascertained from what you said is it worked. So why are we calling it stupid? It worked before, so why are we changing it now? That was the point you said, right? Basically.
I'm not saying necessarily that it works. I'm basically trying to say, let's not look down on a particular thing, right? And take away, right, the processes that went into why that thing exists. You know what I'm saying? So again, looking at pregnancy, there's certain jobs, for example, you wouldn't want a woman to do. Because why? Why would you want to put your woman in harm's way? Why would you?
Like what?
Like it's kind of like, again, just using a very simple example, like what you were saying before about being the only son, the only boy in your house.
Yeah.
When it's dark, you go out.
No, I'm talking about actual jobs.
Okay, fire brigade, for example. It can be very dangerous, especially back then when they didn't have the technology they have today.
But if you're a woman and, for example, talking to a woman who don't want to have
Yeah.
kids, would you be called?
That's fine. Yeah, but I'm just saying typically, the mentality was, okay, you know what? As men, let's do the hard jobs. Let's do the hard jobs. Let's actually be bold and have a backbone and be men. You know what I'm saying? And do what we should be doing.
The
That's
thing
what
is,
I'm trying to say. But if it is that nowadays, again, things are changing, and women don't want to, for example, do certain jobs, and they want to start to do other jobs, right? That's fine. That's fine. Let's welcome it. Let's find ways to facilitate this. But I'm saying let's not look down on these people as if they were stupid for why they chose to put themselves forward and protect their women from certain jobs. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
you know,
No one's doing that.
no, we understand why
Okay, cool. That's what I'm saying.
why certain things are in place. In it. I think he's more speaking to like this day and age and whether or not things should change. And I feel like you're more on the side of no.
No. I think, like you rightly said, I'm all about innovation. I'm all about let's do certain things that make things more effective and efficient for us as a community,
Let me
as
read
a
out,
world.
let me read out this comment from It's Me, Myself and I. She says, not gonna lie, I don't want to hear anyone saying women should go to war because I ain't going soft life.
Yeah, like I said before, women don't want to even do a lot of these things that we're talking
I
about.
don't want to go to war. Like,
Yeah,
Rich keeps on bringing it up. I think Rich is
No,
super
I'm
down,
looking at the comments.
which is good. You're mad patriotic. I'm not patriotic
I'm
to
not
no
patriotic.
country.
No, I'm not patriotic.
You said
to this
war.
country.
Yeah, you were like war.
No, but
yeah,
Did this
what was the
country-
example you brought up?
yeah, what was the example you brought
Why
up?
would I be going to war for this country? Why? Like for mankind, for my black people, yeah. For this country, nah.
All right, so
mad.
do you think in 2023 it's fair not to hire a woman for a job because you deem it too dangerous for her in 2023?
Of course.
And what, you think it's
You
fine?
think it's fair? You think that's
Oh,
okay?
I thought you said unfair.
No, do you think it's fair to say, because you're a woman, right, I don't want to hire you for this job because I feel like it's too dangerous for a woman?
She's a human being with her own mind.
Yeah.
That's it. She can do what she wants.
All right. I feel like, do you believe in that?
Yeah,
Be
I
honest,
believe.
be honest.
No, I'm being 100%
Be
honest
honest.
with you. I'm being 100% honest with you. If she feels as though she's up to the task and she wants to do that particular thing, she's passionate about it,
All right.
then why should we discriminate?
Bear question,
Yeah.
then, because you're just speaking to what women want, and women are allowed to want what they want in it. But would you hire a woman for a role that you deemed too dangerous for a woman, in your opinion?
I think if
Be honest.
That don't mean, but the whole reason
promise
she's
you.
even up for the job, though, that means
no, I'm
the
being,
whole.
No, I'm saying, okay, cool. If he was the captain of the fire brigade,
yeah.
we talk about fire brigades, right?
Yeah.
Would you hire a woman based on everything you've said?
I promise you now, I'm not lying at all,
see that.
right?
Oh, sorry.
I promise you, I'm not lying at all. All the things that go into the training, if she went into the training, which I would put her through, and she was just as good, she would get the job.
But she's gonna get pregnant, man.
That's fine.
Is it? But
It's fine. It's fine because today's
based
day
on
and age
everything
changed.
based on everything you've been arguing for, I don't think that's fine for you.
No, but Yusuf, I was saying I think this is the reason why
Yeah.
there's less women in these type of jobs.
Okay.
I'm not saying it should remain that way.
Yeah.
Today we make concessions for women in all areas of life. They deserve to be able to, I don't want to say be women, but be who they want to be and have kids
Yo,
and have families.
Does your knees hurt?
My niece.
Yeah. Been pivoting crazy today, right? Bow.
Super chat from Matthew K 499. The men of today don't know who they are. The men of before knew who they were.
Wow.
But they were, sorry, this keeps moving, but they were wrong. Iron John. That's a quote from Iron John. Wrong about who they were as men.
There you go. I feel like at the end of the day, every one of us is like changing and evolving with time, innit? And I just feel like it's just a bit arrogant of us sometimes to look back and say that a previous generation is just stupid or rubbish. I'm not saying that you're fully saying that, innit? I'm just saying.
No, you can say that, I don't care.
No, I'm just saying though, because you didn't fully say it like that, innit?
No.
But I just think it's wrong for us sometimes to just say that these people don't know what they're doing. All I was speaking to, again, right, in case people missed it, is the reason why I think certain things are the way they are.
Yeah.
Not that I say it should be this way. Again, like Ramsey pointed out, I'm about the best thing for the people. I don't care who does it. As long as it's the most efficient person for the job, they should do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard that.
But the reason why it is the way it is, I think, had a lot to do with the fact that women get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And also the traditional mindset that if it's something that's a very taxing job, especially physically, the man who's biologically stronger, unless people want to say,
Sorry, a point just came up. A point just came up. So I have,
should do it. Go on.
So, you said you're down for innovation, right? But you understand why they did what they did based on tradition.
But is it tradition?
Hold on.
Tradition.
It's not tradition.
No, you said the word tradition. You said traditionally it was this because of what it was.
but it's
But
not
I'm
based
down for
on-
innovation.
Yeah,
That's
no,
changed.
Based on tradition.
Traditionally and based on tradition, I
It's
think
two
are
different
two different
things.
things.
Yeah.
I think he's more
What did
speaking
you say?
to.
What did you say?
He's probably speaking to just the way it was.
Yeah.
As opposed
You
to
said
it
it
being.
wasn't. You're saying it wasn't. All right.
What point did you want to say?
I wanted to say
Go on, talk about it.
that since you're saying we're down to change it now for the better for innovation, yeah? Doesn't that then render the tradition useless? So you're down to change it
Yeah.
for
I
the
get what you said.
better,
I get what you
which
said.
then renders tradition useless.
I wouldn't say useless because again, like I was saying to you, you can't negate the processes that go into evolution. So it's kind of like saying Messi's the best, so I'm never going to watch Pele, for example, or never going to watch Maradona. You understand that without Pele or Maradona, there's no Messi. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all necessary. Every one of us is searching for what we will become. You know what I'm saying? It's an everyday process of change. And for us to look back on ourselves 10 years ago and say, well, that was a stupid guy. Not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? His ignorance, his attention to certain details and wanting to learn is what made you who you are today. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm trying to say to you. All right, cool. I think that's pretty much it for topic of the day.
Glad we cleared that up.
All right, let's get into some more headlines.
All right, guys. So our next headline, man. There's some more issues in Africa, man. So army officers have appeared on national television in Gabon, right, to say that they have taken power. Sorry, they said that they were annulling the results of Saturday's election, in which President Ali Bongo was declared the winner. The Electoral Commission said that Mr. Bongo had won just under 2/3 of the votes in an election the opposition argued was fraudulent. His overthrow would end his family's 53-year hold on power in Gabon. 53 years.
That is a long time.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I mean, what goes up must come down, but 53 years is a long time. Man.
It's ridiculous.
Come on, man. Let go, man.
So the 12 soldiers appeared on television on Wednesday announcing that they were cancelling the results of the election and dissolving all the institutions of the republic. They also said that the country's borders had been closed until further notice. One of the soldiers said on TV channel Gabon 24, "We have decided to defend peace by putting an end to the current regime." This, he added, was down to irresponsible, unpredictable governance, resulting in a continuing deterioration in social cohesion that risks leading the country into chaos. Next headline, trigger warning here, guys. And police in Nigeria yesterday, they detained at least 67 people celebrating a gay wedding in one of the country's largest arrests targeting outlawed homosexuality. The gay suspects were arrested in Southern Delta State, Ekpan town, at about 2 a.m. on Monday at an event where two of them were wedded. This is according to State Police spokesperson Bright Edafe. He added that homosexuality will never be tolerated in the West African nation. The Nigerian law banning gay marriage, punishable by up to 14 years in prison, and same-sex amorous relationships prompted an international outcry when it came into force under the former president Goodluck Jonathan in 2014. But the law is also supported by many in what remains a conservative country. More than 30 African countries already ban same-sex relationships, and arrests of gay people are common in Nigeria. Police in Delta stormed the hotel in Ekpa where the gay wedding was being held and initially arrested 200 people. This according to some reporters as well. Later, according to the same reporter, 67 of them were detained after initial investigations. He spoke at a police station where the suspects were being paraded. He also said the amazing part of it was that we saw two suspects, and there is a video recording where they were performing their wedding ceremony. We are in Africa and we are in Nigeria. We cannot copy the Western world because we do not have the same culture. He reiterated that police officers in Nigeria cannot fold their hands and watch gay people openly express their orientation in the country. He also said this is not something that will be allowed in Nigeria, adding that the suspects will be charged in court at the end of the investigation. And the next headline, unfortunately, is also linked to the same sort of laws, but this is in Uganda, where a man faces the death penalty after being charged with aggravated homosexuality.
Aggravated?
Yeah, man.
I thought man was about to say aggravated burglary. What?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. His lawyer, speaking to Reuters, said that the 20-year-old was first to be prosecuted for the offence under the tough new anti-LGBTQ legislation signed into law in May. We spoke about that. According to the charge sheet, he's accused of unlawful sexual intercourse with a 41-year-old man, although no further details were given. Aggravated homosexuality can involve sex with children or vulnerable people. It can also be deemed aggravated if someone is forced to have same-sex relations, is affected with a lifelong illness, including HIV, or in cases of serial offenders. The East African nation has among the harshest anti-LGBTQ laws in the world, and anyone convicted of engaging in homosexual acts faces life imprisonment. The legislation has drawn widespread criticism outside the country and prompted the World Bank to halt loans to Uganda earlier this month. Several people have been arrested this month for allegedly engaging in same-sex activity. Sad things. But anyway, that's it for the headlines. It's time to pay the bills.
All right, let's go into the People's Journal.
Man. All right, welcome to the People's Journal, people, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. There isn't much to talk about. When was the last time you guys went Burger King?
Where Burger King?
Yeah.
Ages ago.
You lot don't go?
Nah, not since I turned vegan.
Ages ago.
Probably once in the last couple
They
of
got a
years.
decent vegan burger though.
It's not vegan meal.
It's not vegan meal. Can't take out meal.
Serious?
I don't think so. There was a huge scandal about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually nice though, to be fair.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm
Trust
trying
me.
not to eat that crap too much, man.
Nah, but like, even if you took out the mayo, you'd probably be alright. I was surprised, and I ain't had that because I think I weren't eating meat for a while.
Sir, can you stand up a bit? You're a bit slouched.
Oh, here it is. Thank God. All right, right. Well, the reason why I mentioned Burger King is
That's
because...
much better. Thank you.
Am I high enough? Am I on the top of the village?
That's
Please,
much better. You see the difference? But you...
Not really. But please continue.
The reason why I mentioned is because Burger King are going to be facing a lawsuit, man. That alleges that its Whopper burger appears larger on its menus than in reality. False advertising.
Yeah, some people.
I guess all of them do that, though, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the lawsuit accuses the fast food giant of misleading customers by showing the burger with a meatier patty, right, and ingredients that overflow over the bun.
But all of them do
Exactly. But yeah, this is basically what's happening. According to Burger King, they spoke to the BBC. They said that the plaintiff's claims are false, man. But rivals, McDonald's and Wendy's are also facing a similar lawsuit in America. Apparently, yeah, man. The class action lawsuit against Burger King alleges that the Whopper, like I said, was made to look 35% larger, right, with more than double the amount of meat compared to what was actually served to the customers. And Burger King, they had earlier argued that it was not required to deliver burgers that look exactly like the picture.
If they lose that, it's going to set a precedent.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they're more likely going to win.
There you go.
Because I've seen them like do the adverts. Like the guy puts the burger in the front, and then like the tomatoes at the edge. If you look at it, they all look the same. But everything's at the front loaded in the burger, so they can take a picture of the front.
Yeah, I've seen a little behind the scenes about how they make these pictures. Yeah.
Yeah,
They squeeze like little ketchup in it.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win that name.
Well, the other thing I wanted to mention is, according to property website Zoopla, the number of houses sold in the UK this year is on track to be the lowest since 2012. Around 1 million sales are set to be completed this year, with transactions almost a fifth lower than it was last year in 2022. Obviously, we kind of know what some of the things that are kind of going into that, right? So basically, the cost of mortgages and rents have risen sharply since the banks started increasing rates on lending. Well, it's not just the banks. Well, the banks have increased their rate on lending, but it's based on the base rate that's set by the Bank of England. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, apparently, houses bought with cash, though, where the buyers are not relying on mortgages, they're expected to hold up relatively well. So, yeah, so obviously it points to it just being what we thought it was, innit? Mortgage rates and stuff, innit? We were talking about mortgage rates the other time, innit? The other day.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, hopefully. How do you see things going, though? Like, when do you think things will start to dip? Or if you do think they will?
I try not to think about it. Because I took a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, but my thing went up by like £500 a month.
There you go. Straight, just like that, innit?
Yeah,
Crazy.
just straight away. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen in the next 2 years. There's projected. I try not to look at the projected because it's all nonsense. It's estimations.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will drop, but then if we get another quasi-quartering Liz Trust, then it's peak for us. So I'm not entirely sure.
But you say that, though. It's likely that Labour will be the next government.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean Keir Starmer's the waste man. So it's not entirely... It doesn't mean anything.
But do you feel like he's going to kind of follow the same...
No, he's blue, man.
You think so?
Yeah, he's blue as shit.
It's funny you say that because we had a guest yesterday. You said the same thing.
Natasha.
Yeah,
no, she's right. He's taken more donations than any other
Labour guy, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I was saying yesterday, once you do that, like you've got to...
It's a wrap.
You've got to do what they say, innit?
So I might vote green, man.
Do you feel like you're wasting your vote that way?
No, yeah, maybe, but I'm voting green.
I gave it up straight away. So yeah, maybe.
I'm voting green.
None of them will get my votes.
Oh, that way you keep talking about war. Because you're wearing camouflage. I just clocked.
When do I ever talk about war? What are you talking about?
But
you brought up war today.
It's a coincidence that you brought up war numerous times today. You're wearing camouflage.
I
I
did
just
bring up
clocked.
war numerous times.
You did bring up
Go
war
back
numerous
and listen
times.
to it.
You brought up numerous
I
times.
didn't bring up war
You brought
numerous
numerous
times.
times.
What are you talking about, man?
Yo, talk to me nice, man.
Rich, you're a real man. You're ready, man.
No, listen, I'm not
Are
ready.
you wearing
for-
shorts
I'm-
as well?
I'm not ready for nothing. I'm in my Bear Grylls outfit right
There's a
now.
nice trainers too. Where are you from, Zara?
Yeah, from Zara, so they're alright. Yeah, listen, man. No one wants war, but you know, is what is. No one brought up war.
Gilet as well. Gilet with a long sleeve.
I told you I'm in Bear Grylls mode.
I'll see you, boy. Keep shining.
See me catching fish and all that, bro. With my teeth.
hear
Trust
that.
me.
No, he drinks his own piss as well. Let's not forget that.
Huh?
Yeah, Bear Grylls drinks his own piss.
Nah, I ain't doing that shit. Bro.
You don't drink a piss?
Why would I do that?
How is he asking that question?
No, I was
So casually to you, like, bro, are you alright, bro?
I don't drink piss. I was in. I don't know what mindset I was in. Yeah, it was weird.
I used.
It was weird.
No, bro. Should I be concerned?
I don't know why I asked that question. I don't know.
Should I be concerned?
Let's move on.
Well, the last thing I wanted to mention is, remember we spoke about Wilco's as well.
Wilco's?
Wilco's, the shop.
Oh, yeah.
They're gone into administration and stuff, yeah. You don't look bothered.
I mean, to be fair,
Start talking about
Woolworths
Wimpy,
went out time ago, so
Yeah.
like, how long was it meant to last for? Realistically, like Woolworths has gone over 10 years ago, so
Yeah.
Yeah, Wilco's, B&M.
yeah, all of them, like,
B&M is still there.
It's not in South London.
Oh,
Don't talk shit
serious?
about South London. We ain't got no B&Ms.
Well, Wilco, like I said, has gone into administration. They're still looking for a buyer, right? But according to the union, the redundancies among the Wilcos, 12,500 people, right? Their workforce.
12 and a half.
Yeah, 12,500 people, man. 12,500
Man should
jobs.
start a
Yeah,
class action.
yeah. Basically, they've suspended it, right?
Hold on. You talking about B&M?
No, Wilcos.
No, Wilco.
Oh, no. Someone said, "Oh my god, not B&M." I got
I
scared.
said they're crap.
I got scared, man.
Yeah, man. So they've been suspended while further bids for the collapsed for Wilco are being considered. You know what I'm saying? So they haven't found anyone as yet, but yeah, at least they're not saying that that's it, pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal. You know, that's it.
All right, let's get into some more headlines.
Yes, people. Let's get the likes up.
The blue button.
Likes looking a bit
What is?
No, left.
a bit scarce.
Yeah. Hold on a sec.
Oh, you talking about on this thing?
Yeah. You know the top right.
Top right here.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Thanks.
As you focus on all your problems, those worries become like circuits, imprinted as memories in your brain. Each one of those memories is connected to people, places, and moments, and each of those memories has an emotion attached to it. The moment you recall the negative memories, you suddenly feel sad or unhappy or frustrated or angry or even resentful. Your brain holds a very intricate record of the past, and when you woke up this morning, this is exactly where you started living, in the past. How you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So your entire state of being when you started your day was in the past. What does this mean? Well, if you believe your thoughts have the power to shape your destiny, then doesn't this suggest that your future will become predictable and you will keep creating the same life with the same problems and continue feeling the same way? So instead of waking up this morning and your day being defined by a future you visualized, you grabbed your phone, you checked WhatsApp, you checked your text, you checked your emails, you checked Instagram, you took a picture of some nonsense, you posted on Instagram, you tweeted something, you checked the news, and then you felt really connected to everything that feels familiar to you. And then you started to go through a series of routine behaviors, living out a familiar script. If you remain unconscious, you will go throughout the rest of the day like a zombie, operating on autopilot, feeling the same things, being triggered by the same people, having all your fears and doubts reaffirmed back to you as you tell the same stories and complain about the same things and everything you are lacking and don't have yet, and everything that is wrong with your life to your friend or mum or partner. You are in such a deep subconscious program that your personality is no longer creating your personal experience. Your personal experience is shaping your personality. Your environment is controlling how you think and feel, and your brain is keeping you in the past. So wake up and be present. Remove the temptation to focus on discomfort that feels familiar. Stop being trapped by yesterday's thoughts. Shake up your morning routine. Get out of bed on the other side. Don't check your phone. Set some time to think about what you want from your day, how you're going to show up, how you want to feel, and focus on the plan for your future. Remind yourself what you are working towards, and if you don't know what that looks like, change that today.
Someone said this is negative.
I see someone say it's provoking me. What is this?
So this is kind of a negative on this Wednesday.
Oh, but you know what? In today's day and age, man, when you tell someone something positive, they'll tell you it's negative.
Yeah, someone said,
You know what I'm saying?
why is this sending me like this is unprovoked? Yeah, you can't win, man. No matter what you do, man. It's wrong.
I'm telling you. Anyway.
All right.
What? See what I'm saying?
Yeah? All right, let's get into some more headlines.
All right, guys, man. Trigger warning here. Big trigger warning here. Some sad news. And a police officer who was hit by a train while attempting to save a distressed man on the railway tracks has died. Nottinghamshire police was called to a residential area in Balderton near Newark-on-Trent over concerns for a man's safety just before 7 p.m. last Thursday, Sergeant Graham Saville, who was a response worker based at Newark Police Station, suffered serious injuries after being struck by a train during the incident and was taken to Queen's Medical Centre in Nottingham. The 46-year-old officer died in hospital on yesterday, with his family by his bedside. This is according to the force. Flags across the force will be flown at half-mast as a mark of respect. The 29-year-old man he was assisting is believed to have non-life-threatening injuries.
Did you say his name was Saville?
Yeah, Graham Saville. Yeah. Chief Constable Kate Mayno said in a statement that today is a day of mourning for the entire police family. She described Mr. Saville as a hugely respected and popular colleague whose death has come as an enormous shock to us all. Next headline. A fourth member of a people smuggling gang, which brought people to the UK from France and Belgium, has been jailed. Jetmir Mertaj, who is 35, was handed a 4.5-year sentence for his role in organising the dangerous trips across the English Channel. This according to the NCA, the National Crime Agency. The 35-year-old of Kirby Road in Leicester was jailed at Nottingham Crown Court on Tuesday after 3 co-defendants, who were Albanians, 2 Albanians, and a British national by the name of Desmond Rice, was sentenced on Friday. A 5th man, Arsene Fetchy, who's 44, also from Boxstall Street in Nottingham, was due to face trial with the gang but did not appear. He's believed to have fled abroad. This guy,
Wouldn't you?
Boy, yeah.
Faces them charges there.
There you go. But the NCA branch commander, Derek Evans, said on Friday that our investigators worked tirelessly to identify members of this people smuggling network and take action before they could arrange any more dangerous crossings. Tashana was the organizer, the financier, and collected payment from the migrants. Shanaj was the conduit between the mainland Europe-based facilitators and the UK, and Mertaj and Rice were integral to facilitating the crossings. Tackling organised immigration crime is a priority for the NCA and will continue to target people smugglers both in the UK and overseas. And the last headline here, I was thinking to potentially use this as a local joke, but I'll just say it. And basically, a woman who was experiencing forgetfulness, right, and depression has had an 8-centimeter long parasitic roundworm removed from her brain.
I saw that.
Yeah, 8 centimeters.
How does that even like,
crazy?
What do you eat to get that?
But she might have.
Just
sometimes it just.
What do you mean? What do you get when you eat?
So what do you eat to get that? Like, what do you?
There's parasitic worms that go up your nose and like lakes and that.
Yeah,
it could be through anything, any orifice.
Exactly.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah. So yeah, man. She was 64 years old, man. So it's a 64-year-old English woman who was living in New South Wales in Australia was admitted to hospital in January of 2021 after 3 weeks of abdominal pain and diarrhea, followed by dry cough and night sweats, right? So by 2022, her symptoms had evolved to include forgetfulness and depression. This prompted medical professionals to refer her to Canberra Hospital. An MRI scan of her brain revealed that a motile helminth, which is a parasitic roundworm, was living in the right frontal lobe of her brain. Surgical intervention became the only option, and doctors successfully removed the roundworm, which measured 8 centimeters in length and 1 millimeter in diameter. The neurosurgeon behind the surgery, Dr. Hari Priya Bandi, he spoke to Sky News describing the case as a mystery when it was first presented to her team. After the scan was performed, Dr. Bandi explained how a distinct abnormality was present in her brain, which was rapidly changing over time. She added, it was certainly different to textbooks of parasites in the brain, and no one had ever seen anything similar to this case. During the surgery, Dr. Bandy used forceps to lift the unknown entity from the brain and said, to my shock, there was a linear wiggling red line. We could see it just moving. Imagine.
Yo, you know, I don't think people give you flowers about you pronouncing names and that, you know. Every time I watch the show, you're just pronouncing all these crazy names like quite well.
I speak 16 languages.
No, props. Big props to you.
Thank you.
To be fair, yeah, that's why I don't really eat sushi, man. Like, I remember, no, for real, no. Let me finish. About 10 years ago, there was this case in either China or Japan. This guy went to his doctor. He kept on complaining of itching and all that. And this guy ate hella sushi every day. And so the doctor, after however long, was like, okay, let me just do an x-ray of your leg. Turns out, like, his leg had pure maggots. His whole body was covered in maggots. Like, and that was like over a period of time of this hella sushi. So, and that's, sushi.
No, that is.
Yeah.
No.
So obviously the sushi gave him maggots and all that, literally.
But why you? No, I don't mean to debate, just to debate. But why are you blaming just the sushi? Why is it just not fish?
Well,
Because I've seen it in salmon where the worm wiggles out.
I heard that, but that was all he was really eating, though, sushi. So that's why I've never really gone next to it myself.
You don't eat sushi?
No, I've never had it.
Never had it.
Never had it.
All right, man.
Same. I've had sushi too. I haven't had raw fish, but I've had the little sushi with the little rice thing.
The maki.
What is that? Rice and the black
Rice with the black
that's
seaweed.
sushi.
The
That's
maki.
sushi,
That's
yeah.
maki.
Yeah, I've had that. I haven't had the fish though, no.
I've never
Well,
had
you
it.
wouldn't, but you're definitely missing out.
Nah, I'm
Why
past.
wouldn't you?
Don't know.
You don't eat fish?
Oh,
you
you're
sushi?
pescatarian
What,
too.
Because vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's recent, though, isn't it? That's not recent, but that's
Well,
like,
back when I wasn't, I was banging out sushi.
yeah.
No.
I was just never interested.
You lot need to expand your
Palate.
palate.
Sometimes tradition is.
Sometimes the
it's
palate
All
is
right,
cool.
Emmanuel, man. Okay.
Sometimes the palate is cool with just being.
telling you.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
Bog
I'm not
standard.
opposed to trying it.
Oh,
I
okay,
just haven't
cool.
tried it.
You need to
Yeah.
expand your palate.
Nah,
Not every day kebab shops.
Nah, B. I'm alright, man. Listen, after I saw
Man
that, I
said
said,
kebab, you know what? Never mind.
yeah, I know. No, but I more do grilled kind of.
You do glue.
Who?
You do glue in that.
What
Because
the?
they stack out the meat. Sometimes they add adhesive to it.
No, I do.
Serious?
I
Yeah.
do
God
the
forbid.
grill thing.
Yeah, like kebabs is dirt.
No.
Adhesive?
Yeah. Nah, you're better off with sushi than you are with
I
kebabs.
don't know, bro. They're better off eating just plants, to be fair.
Yeah, there we go. Come on.
That's right.
There we go.
What is it good?
No, for real. Like, everything is kind of not good for you, man, if you make sense. Or too much of anything is bad for
Yeah,
you.
too much of a good thing is even bad, yeah.
Yeah.
That which heals in large doses can kill.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Well, that's it for the headlines, man.
All right.
It's time to pay them bills.
I keep interrupting this bills thing, bro.
You said it twice now, you know.
I know, my bad.
Brother, you're out over there. 'Cause the multitasking is not really multitasking. You know, like,
Damn.
you know when man's talking.
Yeah, apparently there's a bromance.
No, hold on.
People,
Because
people in
like,
the chat talk about
no,
bromance.
no, you know what it is, yeah? Because there was a point where E-Man was talking there for about 30 seconds and the camera was on you, bro. That's what I pointed. I was like, brother, like, look.
I know, look, I got to do multiple things, man. I got to keep in tune with the chat. I got to change the cameras.
That might help you.
Where's my iPad even? I've even lost my iPad. No, where's my iPad?
You're moving
No,
wild
but
over there.
to be fair, yeah, it's tough doing that change of
nothing
thing.
to do,
No, I hear it,
Especially
yeah.
while you're talking.
And what's your excuse?
No one didn't
What's your
ask me.
excuse?
No one
What's
didn't
your
ask me
excuse?
to
What's your
multitask, bro.
excuse?
I'm just saying.
What's your
I've seen it a
excuse?
couple times. Them just highlighting certain things.
Yusuf, listen, you're not built for war. Yeah, he's
I was
ready.
just about to say that.
He's ready with the fatigue. He don't have time to multitask.
Clearly not.
He can't. He
Tomorrow-
can't do it.
tomorrow I'm gonna
He
come-
can't do what you're doing.
The
He's
next
busy.
day I'm gonna come. Next time I come here, I'm gonna wear something so simple. Just yeah, man. And this is simple to be fair. This is man. 20-minute outfit. You know what I'm saying?
20-minute outfit.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Doesn't like it took me 20 minutes to think of this.
20 minutes for that?
Yeah, I couldn't.
Oh, no, allow it.
No, let me
Allow
explain.
it.
No, let me explain. Let me explain.
Allow
You
it, allow
see
it.
me, yeah, if I'm going somewhere in the morning, I struggle
Yeah,
to like pick out clothes. That's why I usually do it the night before. But I was so tired last
Yeah.
night. I was just I got,
What? Can you shut up?
no, I'm not standing up. Can you? No. In fact,
No, but them.
you shouldn't talk to me about outfits. Bro.
Oh,
Why? Go on.
Because again, as I said, the
Apparently,
no,
there's
it's not
apparently
apparently,
there's
bro.
this outfit
It's
that
not
I
apparently,
wore that
bro.
was untoward.
He-
Please describe it.
He was talking about trainers, tracksuit bottoms, and a shirt.
who was?
I was in college.
As in a button-up shirt.
It doesn't matter what type of shirt. Don't picture the outfit,
don't
bro.
picture a work shirt.
What do you mean?
Picture like a nice,
what's he
flannel
talking
shirt.
about? No, do you know how much people on the chat are from South? They're like, bro, no one associates.
No, but I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still
they're
lost.
like
I'm still lost.
22 or something. I'm talking about back in the
What
day.
was it?
22,
Tracksuit bottoms?
Tracksuit bottoms, trainers, and a shirt. Not
No
tucked in
one
though.
associated with
What
it.
shirt? No, but what's the...
Doesn't matter what
Like a
type of
flannel
shirt.
shirt,
it
Ben
is.
Sherman
Don't
shirt,
matter.
like a not like a work, not
That's
like
a
a
Ben
white shirt
Sherman,
from
you know.
Next.
Okay.
Like a flannel
Like a flannel,
shirt.
like
Yeah.
Uniqlo, the way
Don't
Uniqlo
matter.
used to bang
There you
shirts.
go. There you go.
Don't know anyone.
I
that
can't
kind
lie, I
of
never
stuff,
seen that in my life.
So
Yeah,
I'm
because
saying, where
This
did you
was
go?
back
East
in
or
the
South?
day.
South.
So
Clapham.
another man from South that don't know nothing about nothing, bruv.
So it was only me.
Clearly.
It was only me.
And you said you were getting college as well. And you...
I didn't wear it every day in college. It wasn't an everyday attire.
Hey, please, people in the
wore like-
chat from
You know,
South.
it's funny,
twice.
all this stemmed from you telling him to stand up. Now he's
No,
No,
because he's trying to like,
no.
you can't cover anything I wear, bruv. What
You know what
do
it is? This and your shorts look like it's a one piece. That's why I want to see.
It's a one piece.
Is it one piece?
Yeah, it's a one
Ramsey,
piece.
am I lying? Actually,
It's not a one piece,
You got the
dickhead.
perspective. No, it's the same
It's
material.
not- it's not one
and
piece.
they look tight too.
It's not a one piece. It's not a one piece.
That's unfair. He's sitting
It's not
down,
one
he's
piece.
sitting
That's what I'm saying. Stand up. So I can get a better
Standing up for you.
perspective.
Move, man.
Pause.
Man don't need your perspective for real. You need hella pauses. Man don't need your perspective.
say
I'm
you're
alright.
wearing a one
Rich, I want to
piece.
get a better view.
Say
Pause.
you're wearing a romper. It's crazy.
That's wearing a
No,
what?
romper.
From my angle, it looks like a romper with a gilet.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
And it's high.
Man, you know what it is? I can rock anything and make it work, bro. You know like that? I just got it like
That's
that.
almost at your hernia. Like it's that's how high it is.
But if you need to worry about your dress code, bro. That's
What's wrong with
what
dress
you
code?
do. Nah, you're right today,
What's
but
wrong
I'm
with
just saying that. Listen, man. I don't know what you man were doing in the South or what part of South you were even. I don't even know if you were in South. You might have been in Kent or something. Or
Southeast.
like, I don't know, way out there. It's alright though, man. It happens though, man. All now, no one's claiming this outfit that you man was supposedly
Because-
rocking back then.
Not everyone's heard this show, unfortunately.
There's pure man on. Hey, listen, you
The
see when
people
we're
in the
talking
chat
about.
don't represent
Bro, stop
my
moving
era.
like they're 22, bro. There was
The
bare
people-
man
the
on the
people
chat.
in
like,
the
listen,
chat-
I'm from this part of South. I'm from that part of
Yeah.
South. We don't claim this.
I was talking. No, I'm not saying this is a South thing and this is like what we done. I'm saying in college, yeah, it was a thing for a quick moment. That's it.
No, that moment must have been like 30
That's it.
seconds, bro.
That's
or
it.
something.
That's it. It wasn't like
So you're saying because he said that, it nullifies him ever to talk about
Yeah.
clothes ever.
Bro, listen. So savvy you got it, you ain't in it. It's alright, man. It's okay, man. It's not your fault still. It's not
I
your
hear
fault.
that still. Gilet.
Anyhow, anyhow,
Yeah, go.
what-
What was you gonna say?
yeah, I'm about to say next because I'm tired of this, man.
What's next?
This buffoon over here,
I thought you
man.
was gonna say something.
No, I was gonna ask because I wasn't here yesterday. What's the rules with the chat and stuff?
It's long enough.
Is it long?
Yeah, there's like a whole.
Yeah, there's a-
cool. Alright,
oh, do you
off-
like? Oh, you're not getting up. You're not getting up for the.
Off camera.
No, I don't have it. You know.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
have it.
There's like a whole.
It'll return tomorrow.
There's like
Oh, there's a whole.
list.
There's a whole.
Yeah, there's a
presentation.
whole list.
I'll ask Brent to forward to me then.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, let's get into the rotation. No, sorry, the reaction. I always get those two confused. Okay, there's new, is it? All right, cool. All right, so let's just talk about a few little rumors that I've heard, or a few transfers. What's your thoughts about this proposed?
I don't know.
What's that?
No, the chat. Yeah, go on.
No, you got to bring me in what you see.
What's the matter with me? I know.
Wait.
Esther said rich in caps, yeah?
Hey,
All caps.
shout out
Rich,
Esther.
you're wearing a romper.
Shout out Esther, man. I moved, man. What's wrong with you?
Hold on, let me put the camera on me first. Let me see.
I don't touch me, bro. What are you talking about?
Hold on, what else are you wearing? What's that?
Bro, I've got shorts on.
No, what's
What are
that?
you
What's
talking
that bit material there?
Hey, yo.
about? What are you talking? I know, man.
No,
Hey,
you-
yo,
Hey,
yo.
What's that bit of
Bro,
material
why are you
there?
pointing to my balls, bro?
That isn't a pause.
No, you're pointing at my balls,
The material's
bro.
on your lap. What's that
Bro,
material there?
no, focus on the show, bro. Stop pointing
That
at
is
my
my
balls.
pause.
I'm feeling
Ramsey, that
sexualized now,
pause.
bro.
No, from my perspective, you're. Why am I don't know what you are.
Yeah, like,
The
bro, you're
material-
pointing at my balls, bro.
Okay, I'm pointing to your.
Bro, listen.
I'm pointing to your
Nah,
crotch
man.
area.
Rich, just stand up, man.
I'm feeling
Just stand up.
No, but what-
sexualized
no, but-
now, bro.
Hey,
You're
yo,
pointing
no,
at-
no.
Bro,
No, but
man,
what is that?
Bro, man's moving cushions and pointing at my balls. Saying, what's that over there? Move, man. Look. What?
Oh, these are your shorts.
Yeah, man.
Wait, what?
That's what I'm saying.
I apologize. Sorry.
Thank
now,
you.
Rich, you have to stand
I'm
up.
not standing
Stand
up.
up.
I'm not
Rich,
standing
what
up.
type of shoes are
I'm not
these?
standing up. Don't worry about
What type
bro,
of
you're pointing
Virgil
at-
Abloh, Kanye West?
Because I can. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying you can't. I just want to see it properly.
No,
Stand
yeah,
up,
you'll
pause.
see it when the show's done, when I'm ready to get up. Not because they asked me to get up.
Tune with our feelings, I mean.
Yeah.
Let's break
Man
gender.
said-
Let's break gender
Rich,
boundaries.
this is
Let's tell them what we're wearing.
this is a Space.
I'm safe.
Stand up.
I was feeling safe up until a couple seconds ago, bruv. Start pointing at my balls, bruv. What's the matter with you?
No, for real, what is that?
That's shorts, man.
No, that the cape.
What do you mean the cape?
Do you keep stuff in it? What is that?
It's part of my shorts.
It's like Dumbo wings. Like Dumbo is.
Bro, just because you can't wear rocket, bruv. What do you mean?
I can rock anything, B.
Now you can rock anything. All right,
We
cool.
got a caller, bit of a caller.
It's probably Esther, you know.
Oh, it's Danielle. Danielle! I gotta put you on the speaker. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well.
Morning. How are you?
This is a conversation I want to have with Yusuf and Rich. How are you guys feeling today?
We're good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. I was just wondering because you guys look like you had very little ability to concentrate this morning, acting like you're in kindergarten.
It's not me that needs to concentrate. It's You's the one meant to be doing the multitasking over there.
Hold on, is
Right, okay. So I have a question for the producer, Eman.
Yep.
What is the point of Wellness Wednesdays?
What Wednesdays?
Wellness Wednesdays.
Wellness Wednesdays.
To uplift the people.
Yeah.
Uplift the people, to give them
Exactly.
advice.
Do you think that people acting like they're 5 years old influences the way people take the message if it's meant for them?
Yeah, for real.
this
Do you think
is insubordination.
disrespectful to the person who's made the time to give the message to everybody, whether it's for them or not?
This is true.
Preach.
It's true, you know. Ramsey, man.
Yes.
No, it's facts, Daniel. Facts.
Let me put
facts,
my
facts,
earphones so I can hear it
facts,
properly.
Thank you.
Facts.
This is
At the
very
end of the
true.
day, like, not everybody's here to listen, okay? But those that want to listen should be able to listen. So don't
Yep.
take that away from them.
100%.
100% agree. 100% agree.
That is it. You can stay in your naughty corners. Have a good day.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you for the
Thank
call.
you.
We appreciate it, Black Queen.
Bye.
Danielle, are you coming on the show? Oh, she's gone.
She's gone.
All right.
I
Yes.
say Ramsey. I don't say nothing about Wellness Wednesdays as well.
Damn, we were told off.
Oh, yeah.
We were told off.
HR, man.
Who was messing about?
Wellness Wednesdays.
Who was messing
I
about?
wasn't
I didn't say
messing
nothing
about.
about
Who's messing
Wellness
about?
Wednesdays.
It's
You
you.
was
messing
laughing
about?
about
Keep reaching
negativity.
over here. Why are you
Who's
reaching
messing
over
about?
here, bro?
Who's messing
Wait,
about?
where's the accountability we were talking about?
I'm
No. Be accountable.
Yeah,
Be accountable.
no, as in that, yeah, but
No, be accountable.
who took it too far though?
You put things on top of my head.
That's after you were doing X, Y, Z. I was defending myself, you runner.
That's your honour. Nah, me and Rich were both misbehaving during Wellness Wednesday.
Yeah, that's fair
Danielle,
enough,
we apologize.
man. Yeah, we apologize, man.
Would you accept my apologies? All right, cool.
Yes.
Yes. All right. What was that?
The reaction.
Reaction. Thoughts on the proposed? Well, Chelsea proposed a swap deal for Mudryk and Smith Rowe.
Already?
Yeah.
Bruv, Mudryk ain't even been there a season, bruv. I
know.
mean, would you do it though?
Hell no.
What
Hell
Mudryk
no.
will look like?
One, we don't need another left-sided winger. Two, I believe in Emil.
But
And
what's it called? Supposedly, Arteta's lost faith in him.
why? Because 3 games in the season he hasn't come to the bench.
Nah, isn't like just overall. He wouldn't. I mean,
Nah.
I know he was injured at one point in this last season, and all that, but
I don't think he's lost faith in him. I think he's a circumstance of one, his injury, two, of just his injury. He's been knocked down in the pecking
back in
order.
order.
The season before his injury, he had a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
Got injured and now he's just not in the pecking order. But the reason why he hasn't come on this season is just down to circumstances.
Yeah, but the fact that the rumours are there means that someone's trying to entertain the idea.
No, the rumours are there based off of other clubs' interest in him, right?
If he goes anywhere, he goes. Okay, unless it's a loan, anywhere he goes, it just means Arteta's done.
Say again?
If anywhere he goes, if
Yeah.
he leaves Arsenal, it means Arteta's done with him.
Yeah, no, obviously, if a player is sold, then to a degree. But no, it is. Sometimes it depends on the offer, innit? If you get a stupid offer for a player.
So why would they offer him? Why would they offer super money for my man? Okay, cool, he's young. There's the English tax, whatever. But
Yeah.
it's not like he's been playing to it's not like he's been playing like Saka. He's been unplayable. So now someone's gonna put in a big offer. X, Y, Z. Hasn't been playing. So
Yeah, but he's under contract.
how long has he got left?
He's a good player. I'm not sure. He's under contract. He's a good player. Wait, how are you saying that we won't get a lot of peace for Smith Rowe?
I reckon you'd get more for Balogun than you would for.
You're bluffing. You're bluffing.
What?
You think
Remember? Don't you remember when Chelsea were first looking at Balogun? They said,
bluffing.
they tried to
You're
quote
bluffing.
Chelsea 50
You're bluffing.
million.
You're bluffing.
How much did he go for? 35, 40.
He went. Yeah, that was to Monaco.
I know, but
That's to
still
Monaco.
though.
No,
So what? How much do you reckon Smith Rowe will go for?
I can't say, but it's definitely more than we got for Balogun. Balogun, he went for pounds. I think it was like 30.
I thought it was 40.
Something like that.
Oh.
No, that was euros.
Oh, okay.
No, bro, Emma Smith Rowe is going.
No, he's a
for
good
way
player,
more
but I'm
than
saying,
Balogun.
you reckon he's going to go for more than Balogun?
Yes,
He didn't play, he hardly
Yes.
played last season.
yes.
Balogun scored goals last season.
In the French league.
Still scored goals, man.
No. Anyway, I'm not entertaining a swap deal for Mudryk. For
Well,
Smith Rowe.
anyway, we'll see what happens, isn't it? What's it? A couple of days left. A couple of days left, no?
Yeah, the window ends on Friday. A couple of days left. What do United need to do to
Everything.
get
Jesus
right?
Christ, we need everything. I'll take 2 players in at this point. I see them linked with Højbjerg and Cucurella. But to be fair,
Yeah.
at this point, we need both our left backs are out. There's not a lot of legs in the midfield, so kind of if I see 2 players in, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with that. But if I see 1 player in, then it's like the fringe players are gonna have to play more. The man that you were trying to get rid of, they already said that West Ham tried to initiate like more talks with United about Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
And then United are like, no, he's not going. Like, brother, he's like not gonna play this guy anyway. The Euros are here. He wants to play. Do you know what I mean? You can't. How much times can you keep playing for England and you're not playing regular football?
Yeah.
So, Gareth's gonna have to make a decision on that at some point in time. But as long as I get a couple players, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, Marco Corella on loan. That's been proposed.
And Bertrand as well.
Yeah. Arsenal. Just a quick Arsenal news. What's his face? Tavares. Tavares has gone to Forest
The left back.
on loan. Yeah. So he's gone to Forest on
Who's
loan.
Forest's left back?
I
I didn't even know you still had him.
Yeah, we've got a lot that we need to get rid of, to be fair. Thoughts on the rumour that if Salah goes to Saudi, that João Felix would be his replacement at Liverpool.
It's a good replacement, to be fair.
You think so?
Yeah, but the only João Felix doesn't, like, he's talented. He just doesn't really score a lot of goals. I don't see as in like him going to Liverpool on loan or a permanent deal.
I'm not sure the particulars behind it, but the rumour is that he's being looked upon as a replacement for
Last
Salah.
time I checked, Atletico Madrid were asking stupid money for João. Like they had it in these clauses, something stupid. So I'd be surprised if Liverpool were going to sell Salah for 150 and then spend all of that money on João Felix.
But Barca are also in for Felix as well, actually, and that looks like that's the more likely
he'd rather
move.
go. Yeah, I see something about that. He'd rather go Barca anyway. He's holding out for Barca, so that don't surprise me, man. 2 days left. I reckon there'll be like a couple of ins and outs.
Yeah. Also, Tottenham have approached Barcelona for Ansu Fati on loan.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gone down the pecking order, don't it?
Who, Ansu?
Yeah. From when he first
injuries, man.
When he first came, he was playing, and then
Injuries are a bitch.
But he's still a good player though. He's only like 21 or something like that. 20.
He is young. He is young.
That's a good move though, If he
That's a good move to Spurs.
No, as in like for Spurs.
Oh, of course. He's talented.
For Spurs.
Big time talented.
Still young as well, man.
Also, it was the PFA Awards yesterday, I believe, in Manchester.
I think I saw a little bit.
Shout out to Saka, who won PFA's Young Player of the Year.
Yeah, he deserved that, man.
And also, keeping it Arsenal, 4 Arsenal players were named in the PFA Team of the Year. Saka, Odegaard, Saliba and Ramsdale. Also in that team, Harry Kane, Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Kieran Trippier, Ruben Diaz and John Stones.
Yeah, good team, man.
Oh, I wish Miles was here, man. No Man United representatives. Oh,
Yeah,
you're here.
I saw
There you
that.
go.
I saw that. That's the first thing I said. I said, no Man United representative. I said, yeah, man, this is... So it happens when you drop from grace, man.
If there was a United player that would make this team, who would it be? Who had the best season for
Yeah, but
United?
then it's about consistency, though, right? And most of our team was not consistent all year round. Really and truly.
But
So
if you had to pick one
that's
player.
You might say Rashford. But again, that's why I go back to consistency because the goals he was scoring towards the end of the season was not what he was doing towards the start of the season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's right, man. Football. What can you do?
All right, cool. All right, I think that's all we have. Actually, I wanted to ask Ian a question, actually. This is boxing related. At any point, did you want Floyd Mayweather to lose any of his fights? There's a reason I'm asking.
To be honest with you, no, you know.
Because I saw a clip, of the Shane Mosley fight.
Oh man.
Do you remember when he rocked him and he grabbed his arm?
Yeah.
I was livid. Because you know what it is? Sometimes I'm bored of someone just winning. To make it more interesting, I want him to lose.
Yeah, I get you.
And I saw that clip over the weekend. I thought, you know what? In this moment, I really wanted him to get knocked out.
That's how I felt about Barcelona when they had that period where it'll be like half time is 3-0.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys gonna do something different. Like, okay, cool, you got Messi, X, Y, Z, but it's like, I just want to see more kind of thing, or something different. You know, you tune into Barca as 2-0 after 20 minutes, 4-0 half time. Like, just give me something different, man. It's like, come on, man.
Do you know what it is? It's like certain guys like Floyd and 50, who like brag a lot. I don't want to see them crash because the way they go on, to see them like
people
lose or fail, it's too much. I feel
but
like
he rocked him though. That was
serious.
You can see if Floyd didn't grab his arm.
It happened twice in that same round.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I was watching what's it called yesterday, the replay of Louise and AJ. And then I remember by the third round, I remember looking at the bets and like the bets were stacked against Louise. Like if you put even a fiver on Louise, you would have been balling out of control. See, like, and then AJ knocked him down.
Yep.
Then he got up. Then he rocked AJ and he sees his legs go. I was like, ooh, hold on. And then he went down. And then he got up, had like a minute left, holding on. And then he knocked him down again. He had 10 more seconds, you know. If he holds it on and don't get knocked down, then the next round he might be all right. But because he got knocked down, next round he was finished, bro. Man. So boxing's a hard sport, man. It's not for everyone, man.
All right, quickly. Mav is asking about NBA talk. You know what it is, Mav? There's no real NBA happening right now, isn't it? I think the only thing the league is waiting for, or we're waiting for, is to see what happens with Lillard, to see what happens with Harden. But apart from that, trades are quiet. Obviously, season starts in October. So NBA-wise, it's kind of quiet right now, isn't it? I'm just waiting to see where Lillard gets traded to, what happens with Harden. Apart from that, unless there's anything that's happened recently that you want to kind of call up or mention in the chat, I don't feel like there's nothing happening with basketball, really. But yeah, all right, cool. That's the end of the reaction. Let's get into the outro. All right, great show today, guys. Thank you to our guest. Or are you a guest now, or are you just a part of the team? Yeah.
I probably won't be allowed to come back.
Why is that?
Why?
I don't know, I felt like I was getting bollocks as well.
What? From who?
from the name.
Oh,
As soon as I stepped out, everyone's gone to a muck. Like, everyone's
No, you know what it is.
As soon as I touched down, everyone's like, I'm gonna roast you. Like,
No. It was me. Danielle, I'll take full accountability for that. You know, I instigated a little playfulness with Rich, and
Yeah, that's cool, man.
I done it at the wrong time. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
Danielle,
there was definitely the wrong
my hands
time
up, man.
still.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
apologize.
We apologize, man.
We sorry.
Make sure you like the video, share the video, spread the words. I'm gonna find out what this, because I'm not a mod no more. So Brent's taking away my spanner. I couldn't even, but I can see that today. I haven't seen any letters. I ain't seen anyone get
I saw one.
deleted or nothing. So it's been clean. This is the cleanest I've seen it. But
yeah.
I guess I want to read up on the rules and see what the changes are in it.
still people talking shit, but other than that.
We didn't get our 200 likes though.
We didn't get 200 likes.
People.
Like it up, people, man.
Is it?
Come on.
Yeah, I think we're on like 194 or something.
194.
People being lazy.
Like it
Oh,
up,
come
like
on,
it
man.
up.
That's been, look, there's
Another 6
200.
people out
Hold on.
there.
We only got 19 likes.
Now you got to
No, you
refresh
gotta
the
refresh
video.
Oh, someone said no. Someone said it. Someone said 19 likes.
Oh, hold on.
Look, there's a letter on there, G.
Where?
I'm looking at it right now.
I don't see a letter.
You gotta go all the way up.
I don't see a letter.
They commented under Esther.
Well, G,
Oh, there's 195 likes. Sorry. That's good, man. So yeah.
ESR.
5 more quickly, like
Yeah,
Starcrow
come
said, man. We
All right,
can
go on,
do it,
go
man.
on. Before we end, let's get
197.
to 200.
Come
Let's
on.
go. Let's go.
Apparently it's
Matter
197.
of fact, let's get to 210.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
200.
10 more. 10
We're
more.
on 200.
Yeah,
10
man.
more.
All right, come on, Rich, stand up.
10 more. If we get 10 more, Rich will stand up.
I'm not standing up.
Pause.
I'm not standing up.
You know what I mean? But
We
yeah.
don't know what we're saying.
No 210? All right. It's all good. All right. Great show today, guys.
Yes.
We'll be back tomorrow and every day.
Call in.
Call in.
voice notes,
Day,
text
day.
messages.
Yeah.
If you've got ideas for topic of the day as well,
Send them in.
Yeah, sis, what we do, dilemmas, any talking points, feel free to share, and we'll do our best. All right, we out.
Love.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.